All right. And we are live. The Last Word with Lord Cognito and Bounties. Friday morning, fresh by the campfire. What is going on, sir? How you doing, E?
I'm doing good, man. Had an awesome stream last night. Finally checked a box, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Little overdue for those who like to accomplish these things, but finally got it. Yeah, we'll talk about it in a minute, but yeah, streams have been good. Gaming's been kind of fun. The world is crazy, so just kind of enjoying what we can right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so overall, not too shabby. I'll get into my stuff here in a little bit, but what about you? What have you been up to, man?
Yeah, man, it's the same thing, man. World's crazy, but, gaming and doing everything else I can to keep some sanity. But for me, it's been eventful. I've picked up Streets of Rage for my OG gaming self. I got all the feels back, all the things I used to play back in the day. It's a tremendous job. Art style is amazing. So much fun. Man, I can't say enough about this game. If you're a Sega kid, you grew up in the area of the Genesis, that was a cult classic. The old school beat 'em ups. I come from that, Double Dragon, all that good stuff. So yeah, it is fantastic. The art style is straight up out of a comic book. So I've been doing that. And Gears Tactics. I've been doing Gears Tactics, messing around, doing my little XCOM-y type flow. And of course some Destiny. I actually grinded started my grind. Started to seriously attack Guardian games because I really need Heir Apparent. I really want. I saw a shout out to Dado, he had a good video out. And I'm like, yeah, I want that. I was looking at the DPS and everything, and I'm like, all right, it's not Xeno, but you got it. I'm assuming you have it.
Yeah, I got it.
You beast, savage. So I'm hearing good things, though. Like, I mean, once you get revved up.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch anybody's, what you can do with that thing, the arc shield is kind of like the...
Yeah, talk to me about that.
Kind of the equalizer to be like, hey, it pumps out a lot of damage, but if somebody hits you with arc, it's like an enemy arc shield, basically. If you pop an enemy arc shield with arc, they get that pop, they get kind of staggered.
Yeah.
You're going to take that same hit. You're going to lose health.
Really?
You're probably going to lose most of your shield, honestly, and take a chunk. So, yeah, it's like the first time it works the way an enemy shield does. But if you're replaced with a bunch of solar and void, go to town, because it actually will recharge if you don't take too much damage. It's powerful, and then the amount of damage you can put out with that thing's got 200 in the clip, 500 in the magazine without mods, or 500 capacity without mods. There's no ADS.
Okay.
There is like a little red dot.
So it's just a reticle. Okay, so they
and it just kind of zooms in. It's like, all right, you ready to fire? It's just like you bring it closer to you. Yeah, that's about it.
All right.
But overall, I will be curious where that thing becomes viable, honestly. Because what I was playing last night, I did Pit of Heresy.
Salute. Solo. Flawless. Let's get it.
I solo flawless Pit of Heresy last night, finally. Took about 5 attempts and some other practicing and stuff, but actual hey, let me start this one and not have a stupid death. So Wednesday night was probably my closest, because the hardest part in the entire thing is the totems encounter. Always is going to be.
Yeah,
everything else is patient, stupid deaths, and trust me, I've had some stupid deaths. But it's the totems encounter with all the crap going on in there. There's enemies coming from every direction. There's the acolytes. There's the grenades. Every orb that you dunk, you've got the boomers, the thralls, everything happening. And I used 21% delirium.
Delirium. Give me the loadout. Give me the loadout. The whole loadout.
Full loadout.
Let me guess. Let me guess the primary. Let me guess the kinetic.
Nope. Wrong.
No. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You didn't use your dad bod? Go figure?
No.
What has come over you? Are you sick? Are you not feeling well? What's going on?
So I needed
Talk
a sniper.
To me about this.
So it was Revoker for for most of it. Just for range and distance and stuff. Final section was Izzy's.
What was energy, though? What we doing?
Energy was Subtle Calamity for a good amount, so I had a bow in there for range. Submachine gun at a couple points as well.
Wow.
Yeah, no.
This is
no,
I'm,
go
I'm
figure.
Like,
go figure doesn't actually have a real good spot in that whole thing. Because if I got a sniper, I got extra range covered, and if you're going safe, you're really staying far away.
Right.
And then if anything gets up on you in the caves or up close together, it's submachine gun for the ogre maze, and then the final section just the most stuff. And the bow is weird. The bow is probably
Talk to me
like...
about that.
So I think I saw Dado do it eons ago too, and it was the one reason I thought about doing it. But the main reason I use specifically Subtle Calamity is because that, with a minor spec, I can one-hit Acolytes during the totem encounter. So if I go to pull on one, and I got one with Moving Target and Archer's Tempo, so it's pretty accurate.
Nice.
Fire's quick. If I could get Rampage, that'd be better, but not yet. But I can one-hit an Acolyte.
Wow.
And I even had some that I could be like, because I had like Explosive Head, or so it'd be like fire and then delay. And it's like, if I hit one in the face, I do not want them throwing their damn grenades, because the grenades suck in there. So anytime you're sitting on that little totem area, it's just like grenades constantly.
It's tough. Constantly, yeah.
So,
did I tell you? I got a humble brag. I didn't flow. I finally did Pit of Heresy.
Oh, congrats!
Shout out to Citizen.
You haven't done that either. I did it a while ago. I never did all this other stuff, but
I don't know why. Oh, I know why. Shout out to Scream. The problem, Scream low key ruined Pit of Heresy for me, because
did he like cheat you through it or whatever?
Yeah, when he did, I didn't even do the actual thing. I actually just got Xenophage ahead of time. He did a glitch specifically for Xeno. And
I remember that. There was some weird thing where you could skip to.
So when I got Xeno, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have to do it now. And I never got around to doing it. But Sinister, he hit me up. He's like, yo, let's get some pinnacles. Help me with a pinnacle. And he's like, no, I want to run Pit. I'm like, you know what? I've never run it legit. Like, we'll see how I do it. It's fun. It's fun, man.
Yeah. So did you play Shattered Throne as well?
Yes.
So my discussion was asked last week or the week before, I think probably. What do you think between the two, now that you've kind of experienced both dungeons? I know one's a lot fresher, but still.
Yeah, both are good. I think I will edge Pit. I think the boss encounter where you have to reflect with the sword and then you do the thing, I like the little dynamic, and then like the whole, it's like an arena, right?
Yep.
That whole last part. Then the also part of hiding from that ogre and sliding under the things.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I will say, the only thing I don't like, maybe it's just me, is my brightness or something. It is so dark on my monitor. Like, I have to adjust brightnesses. I really struggle seeing where things are when I'm jumping, when you like jumping around.
Yeah.
I don't know, for some reason, like, I know a lot of it is scarlet colored, but there's some areas for me that are extremely dark. And I'm just like, damn, I don't know where things are. That's my only like little nitpick.
You and my brother
really
sound
fun.
exactly the same. He hates he hates anything Shattered Throne type. He hates the taken, like, corrupted space.
Yeah.
So,
it's, I guess what it is the aesthetic in Shattered 3 is so consistently one kind of thing.
Yeah.
That I can understand people who, definitely get annoyed with it. But Shattered Throne, don't get me wrong, Shattered Throne is really good. Like, I'm not going to disrespect. It's close, but I just like the idea of that boss, and he's a unique thing, and then it's just it's certain a lot of things going for
yeah, there's not a lot of like, because we had seen the Smashy Knights and stuff, and they'd kind of we'd seen them a little bit, and they mosey around kind of slow, pop their head off, saw them in Ascendant challenges and other things, and then it's another wizard as opposed to big boy fire thing. So
big boy fire thing,
and Zolmak.
I like the Zolmak. I like the idea of the descent. When you started, like, you're descending, you're going down, you almost see like a subterranean little city. That's what it feels like, and then you're just going down.
Well, like the Necropolis, if you sit at the top, you can see the boss stage from the top.
True.
And then and that's what I've honestly wondered, for whatever their third dungeon's going to be, which hopefully is in the fall. Well, I mean, you had Shattered Throne, you can look and see the boss fight at the top, and then now you look down and can see it in the pit, and I'm going, are we going to be like going far away? I'm kind of curious, because like the visual piece of both of those has been kind of a staple. So I'm honestly wondering for the third one if it's like, if they keep that going, or at this point you won't be able to see start to finish. Because it's kind of cool that you can.
Some slander. No, Neo Mentor, I do not need glasses. You need to stop. Well, I have glasses, but I don't need them for that. I don't know. People tell me the same thing. They struggle seeing stuff in the jumps. I don't know, man. You said Stone said the same thing, or no?
Oh, he just hates the whole corrupted taken area in general. So that's just normal.
Being petty.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, so I mean, when you went through, so let's take it encounter by encounter, since you actually got the full experience. Necropolis. So you've got the symbols, and then this is kind of your first introduction into, you'd probably known about it by now, but as you go for the first time, it's your first introduction into like using the sword and the different encounters of like.
Yeah.
I was actually going through at one point, probably one of my random deaths, and I was just playing through, and Prescott, I think it was Prescott that reminded me, or Bender, and I think Prescott was the one that was with me, and we were trying to figure out how to kill the freaking Shrieker, and we didn't know, and it was like early, because we did it like first day it opened up or something like that, and we're like trying to figure out the damn Shrieker, and I think we slowly tried to kill that thing with our super or whatever. Because I've never honestly, like, we hadn't used swords very much, hadn't been a thing, and they're like, oh, let me go ahead and reflect.
Yes.
Never would have thought of that.
That's a cool mechanic.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's the easiest, like, for the 3 rooms, though, because, like, the Shrieker has ogres, the wizard has 2 wizards, and then the knight has just Thrall. I'm like, the easiest thing to kill with just the reflection has the ugly ogres, wizard's kind of in the middle, and the knight's, like, the easy one, so. But... I don't know. It's like just like that was kind of an addition because, you know, everything from Shattered Throne evolved when it went over to Pit of Heresy. So Shattered Throne was like, okay, so you got the jumping fish over here, you got this bird sitting on the thing over here, but all you did is just run to each area and kill the ads. Like there was a boss in there, but there was no true mechanic.
Right.
And then you take it to this one, same thing. You've got different symbols to know which rooms you need to go between. And then, but you've got like the sword you've got to kill. You've got to run out to the bridge, get that, go back in, figure out which way you got to kill them. So like it was an evolution of anything and stuff like that. So
Shattered Throne gave them the foundation. You know what I'm saying? For them to expand on. I completely agree with what you're saying. It's a cool evolution, and I'm dying to see what they do for the next one, man. I'm getting into the dungeons, man. I'm definitely feeling them.
Yeah. So I honestly haven't done the totem with people in so long. Is the totem even like hard with 2 people?
Not as much because I think Sinister told me just stand in the corner and put my well there, and then he got busy on. Like I was just like
you just stay up here, you shoot ads, I'll go get all the balls and dunk them and take care of it.
I was ad clearing, Well of Radiance. I had my Phoenix protocol going, and we were just generating. So that part was pretty easy. I mean, he did all the work. I was just sitting there like, okay, you know what I'm saying? He dunked the ball, but it was fun. It was funny. It gets intense. It does get intense, man.
Oh, no, it's chaos in there, so.
Yeah, man. He said, Aries said he got a third 10-10 cloak he didn't need. Yeah, they gave me a bond, and I'm like, come on, man. I mean, it was masterwork.
I will actually say that of all, if you get like one random piece, the fact that like there's no stats on that one, like the stats from there, I actually got, what did I get last night? I think I got 67 on my Masterworked helm or arms, which means it was actually a 55 stat roll, so it wasn't complete junk.
Completely, yep.
But I will say, like, the Masterwork on the class item is actually, like, they have no stats. So if you have the plus 12, you're good to go. Yeah. Now, it's an old seasonal mod, but at least you got plus 12.
What I was just about to say. Because it hurts now because I can't use the Warmind mod. And I'm into my Warmind mods now. Like, I'm all about that. I got a cool little flow, the Arc one that generates off of everything, melee, super, whatever. It's called Tyrant Surge, I think.
Yep.
That's my thing. Then I couple that, and then I got the one on the arms that's like you use it as an overshield. You actually run into the Warmind cell, and it gives you like an overshield that lasts for like 15 seconds. That's my build right there. When I'm doing hard content, I'm looking for that stuff. And I got this sick Seraph shotgun with Vorpal. Woo! Oh, shout out to Vorpal weapon, man. Can we talk about Vorpal weapon?
Go.
I really have an appreciation for this thing right
now,
man. Oh man, like Vorpal is out of control. Like it is really strong. So I've been using that, and my I think I have a breach light with it still, and my Seraph shotgun that has Vorpal. I'm just tearing things up, man. It's savage. It's savage what I'm doing to these yellow bars. They're not ready.
I was like, I feel like I have a Vorpal on everything that was possible last season. I have so many rolls from last season. I haven't even like looked through, but I swear I think I've got a Vorpal option on it. Like half the weapons probably, except probably that auto rifle. I
slept on Vorpal big time. Yes, Aries, but in bottom tree striker. Like, oh yeah, dude, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you, man. It is really good, really strong. And in Crucible too. Yep. Oh, you kind of don't have fear of supers.
The world is out doing its thing. Yeah, if you guys don't know, Cognito lives somewhat near to the world of sirens. That's where I think they test sirens. It's actually a siren testing factory. No, I'm just kidding. Not really. He's definitely next to like a firehouse or something like that, which is always just good timing.
Yeah, they're making their runs.
It's the siren testing factory. Oh, here they go again.
They're like, here they go. They're like, yo, he's doing a podcast. Go.
Go. Put him up. Woo!
Savage. But yeah, man. One time. Shout out to Neo being petty. But yeah, man, Vorpal, I'm loving that. I have to admit, man, I was rough on them with Season of the Dawn Mars. What was it? Charged with Light? I ain't like Charged with Light too much. But these Warmind cells, I literally can't go without running that build.
I was like, and they're going away in about 5 weeks.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that's the thing, too. And this is where I'm kind of going to go into some of this stuff. We're almost going to naturally get there. But the seasonal mods, like the idea that like, hey, maybe we'll bring some of these back. And I'm like, well, there's one of those. If it's like 6 energy, so it's kind of a commit. But if you're holding a sword, you take less damage from enemies around you. Pow. Now, I toyed around with Pit of Heresy's final guy. With and without that mod, drastic difference. Because I went against... There was one time I think it was last night, or Wednesday night when I was working. Because I was like, all right, I died. Screw it. We're going to mess around with the sword. And I had like one issue, but I did a damage phase by myself with my sword with... at least more than half damage in one damage phase, just with a sword. Bro. Sit in a bubble, sword, and I have a Whirlwind Relentless sword. So,
did you put the overload rounds on them, too?
On a sword?
Yeah.
Well, okay, no, I know that. Not that. I'm talking about, like, Pit of Heresy. I just put boss spec on this one. But the overload is amazing for captains. Yes, that too.
Yes.
But I was just sitting there, and it starts at, like, 17,000 damage. And then it goes up to like 23 something by the time you're done. So like the increase in damage just by, and I'm just sitting there swinging away on big dude's foot, going to town.
Get it.
And I like literally I two-phased him. If I could two-phase him if I had good runs, he would be dead in 2. And it's just like, and that mod it takes 6, but it was like 6 energy for your class item or something like that. And I'm like, okay, I'm going full on sword. But I was like, that goes away at the end of 5 weeks. So that's why I was like...
I know. You're right.
So like...
Because...
No, it's just the fact that, I mean, that and then some of them... all these mods you're talking about, the Charge with Light is kind of staying around, it seems like. But these Warmind cells are straight up... They're going to go bye-bye.
So the Warminds are officially going to go, though? We sure?
I mean, I'm trying to think of how the mods work for... No, I guess those are going to stay if you keep the weapons, huh? So the Warmind cells are just only always going to be available, I guess. So yeah, they're normal.
I would assume they still be available.
But like some of the seasonal,
the
like
mods,
the seasonal perk, whichever the arc one is, where if you like any arc damage, you just like drop one. That one's
drop one.
Because that was always the biggest thing for me was the idea that you couldn't always control when you'd have one.
Yes.
And now I think my brother was saying he's been toying around with 2 where you can actually pick them up, take them with you, take them to the next room.
Sin has that one, yes. Yep.
And he said that's huge because it's usually the proximity. It's like, hey, the last 3 or 4 guys in the room, the last one drops it. You're like, well, I have nothing to kill now. What the hell's the point? So you can pick them up and take them with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like also just like, hey, I need to make one arc damage. So I mean... There are certain ones that are fun, but it's also annoying that, hey, here goes these seasonal mods and none of them come back. So, like, swords are fun this season because you got, like, sword scavenger, sword ammo, like, all the time.
Yeah.
I pick up one thing of sword ammo, I'm, like, half full. 2, I'm good to go.
Right?
Yeah,
I never run out.
Never run out of sword ammo, which is really nice. But yeah, no, it's just the weird, like, some of those mods, like, can we get, like, a community vote for the couple that want to stay around or something? I don't know, man. I know some of them are, a little broken.
Your FOMO.
Yeah, some of them are a little broken, like, the batteries always seem a little bit broken and stuff, but there's some, like, hey, swords are better. Cool, leave them in there or something. I don't know.
This is the most I've used swords ever.
Yeah.
Like, it's a
straight
mainstay in my, I got the, what's the one? The Black Armory one.
That's Sure Striker's Hand.
Yeah, using that bad boy. I mean, it's so much fun, man. I agree. It's like, I had that problem with Season of Dawn too, because I had a build that was wrapped around my melee and my solar class, and then that went. I'm like, oh, it's cool because they introduce new things, but then you get sad when they take it away because you're like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Now we got to see a whole new build. But I will say this: I want to can we get some heavy mods? Like, can we
Dude,
get
or
some,
special?
Like, like, can some of these heavy weapons that are underutilized get some love? It would be.
Can
nice.
we not start with
Mods.
linear fusions, please? Don't start there.
Yeah, that's true. We did that. Yeah, sure. You're right. We did that. Snipers.
But
man,
I mean, it's like, let me stagger anything with like a crit from a sniper, or
yes,
just like snipers, shotguns, overload, done right there.
Facts.
Like, and then you can sit there and actually kill them too. Is be like, hey, let me go pew pew. Okay, now I can put some damage into you. Let me just go at shotgun, just melt a guy that I want to for a change, as opposed to feeling like this season's like barrier and stuff like that. I haven't done as much. They're there, but it's like for those who don't have Arianas, they're kind of screwed right now.
Yeah.
Because everything is sidearm, submachine gun, I mean, autos are okay, but if you want a little bit of range, you can't go exotic. So like,
can't go exotic.
Yeah. So there's so many in that.
Oh, say it. Let's go.
No, I want the freaking mods on exotic. I want the mods on exotics.
I knew that's coming.
And they haven't even mentioned it. They haven't even addressed it.
That is.
They haven't talked about it at all. And we just have this giant collection of mods out there that's like, there's about 60 weapons you don't get to use them on.
I agree.
It's fine.
I agree.
I
would love to use, like, especially those old exotics,
Devil's Ruin this season?
Oh, man. That'd have been nice.
Why not?
You know what I'm saying? People busting out the Rat King. I'd imagine that. Like, that'd have been fun.
Oh, man. Rat King would have been hilarious.
Rat King would have been fun. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shout out to Dano. He said, whenever I hear Linear Fusion, I tear up. Yo, you a sleeper. Yo, you's a sleeper, baby, too. Yeah, sleeper sibling, man. It was perfect time to do it thematically with this season, too. They missed the boat, man. They missed the boat. Shout out to Lono. He's got a good Wake the Sleeper campaign. Hashtag Wake the. We got to bring it back.
I think I saw that running on Twitter.
Yeah, we got to get that going. I miss Sleeper in its glory, man.
Speaking of glory,
what's up?
Hardlight.
Yes,
we got a unexpected patch. Just bam, Woo! Speedy patch.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Hardlight's damage fall off now floors at 0.7. Auto rifles use a standard 0.5, so 30% less damage at max range. Not going to get those crazy shots. Split ricochet damage, which is they split it. PvE and PvP. PvE damage remains at 2.0. PvP damage is 1.35. Removed a recoil adjustment that made the weapon more stable than intended. Now, I haven't seen like the review videos of it post, so I don't know how bad it is. How do you?
Yeah, it's still good, y'all. Listen, first of all, this is a good day. This is a good day because you guys fought this, and I love that they broke protocol. They didn't even wait. Normally, Bungie would wait, and we would have to suffer for a whole season of nonsense. But good old Bungie came. Thanks to all the snitches out there who called out Hardlight. Salute to y'all, man. Your service, your good reporting did this justice to get this gun back in line. Now, all jokes aside, it needed it, but it's not that hard of a nerf. It's still good. The only thing is, which I said, it needed damage fall off. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ares. Yes, Suros is tops in the range. You are correct. I've been using Suros.
Oh, Suros is a beast.
And if you're lucky to have Summoner will do the job. But Hardlight just needed the damage fall off and stop having people shoot recklessly down corners and get double, whatever the damage was, double damage. So, it's still going to be useful. And I will say this, shout out to Astacross because he got a good video out, and I agree. If you got the Catalyst, all this stability stuff, not an issue. Like, you're fine. The thing still has 100 aim. It's still beast. And let's be honest, the majority of the community has Hardlight. But shout out to Disco Era. It was a good run. We're closing all the clubs now. We're getting back to normalcy. No more disco music. Let's go.
So, Trials report Monday afternoon this week. What do you want? What are you going to put on top of that board?
I think everyone's going to flock. I think Suros is coming back. I think so. Well, Revoca's gonna be there. Let's not act like Revoca.
I'm not
is
saying that
not
won't.
out
I'm
here.
saying primary. Like
Yeah.
Revoker, Mindbenders, some like so Revoker
it's
and
gonna be-
Mindbenders,
it's
those
gonna-
are like those are special
think-
staples. What are your primaries?
It's gonna be Soros by default, just based on accessibility. The key will be what's the difference between Soros. Fix your face, 'cause I already know where you're going with this. What's the difference? Yeah, you don't be slick. I know where this questioning was going.
Actually, don't. No, I actually don't.
'Cause
So
I
where
thought
you
you was
going?
I thought you was gonna say, well, if Hardlight gets nerfed, then all everyone's gonna do is just go to Soros and blah, and that's
I mean,
it.
I expect a lot of it, but certain even last week Summoner was higher than Soros. So
Yeah. Oh wow, really?
yep, yeah. Last week was
I didn't realize
Hardlight, Revoker, because it was Burnout. So you had Hardlight and Revoker almost even. Summoner was not very far behind, like 2.6 million, 2.5 million. Summer was 2.3 million. Then
Summoner's getting out of
Mindbenders,
the wild now.
then
Yeah.
then Soros, Beloved, Bastion, Astral, Spare, Dustrock. So
Yeah. The thing is with what you call it, with shout out Yasdini, I agree. You gotta have a little more skill with Soros. You get that spinning up going. But I think that Soros, because of its accessibility, it will always be there. Most Guardians have access. But as people are playing Trials more, surprisingly, during this climate, people are going to have Summoner. You know what I'm saying? And Summoner, it's I'm going to be honest. Do you have Summoner yet? Or you don't do Trials? I'm bugging.
yeah,
Here's the
no,
thing.
I need to.
Summoner,
but no.
Summoner E, I don't know what. Shout out to Aries if you're in the chat. People who have Summoner, talk to me right now. It's something about this gun that even though it says 600, even though it says, it feels like the rate of fire is faster with Summoner. It's something about it just shoots super fast. Like if you get lined up by it, you're out of there. So that to me is the new wave. I almost feel like there's a hidden stat in it. Yeah, I got Zen Moment on mine too. Yeah, shout out to Terra. I got the same
damn.
thing too. Yeah,
Just a little laser beam.
It's a laser, man. So when more people get a hold of it, that's what people are gonna I don't say complaining, but that's what people are gonna fear. There's no doubt about that.
How's
That
the
gun's
range
very
on
hard to
it?
beat. Oh, it's pretty serious.
solid? Nice.
But it's more so the rate of fire in combination with the handling, the snappiness to it, the quicker it gets to, it almost feels like it has snapshot almost intrinsically. It's so fast, like it feels quick.
Just
Something
really
about
high
it.
handling on it.
Yes, handling is super high. It's like in the 80s compared to others, I think 600s in its class. Love the gun, man. It's really, shout out, all right, yes, Terra, yes, Gilliard.
I
but
don't.
think about-
Yeah, I even all my stupid Forge runs. No Galliards
Bro,
for
it's
me.
easy to get it now. It's easy. Wait until
Is it the Nessus
Berguzia.
guy? Oh,
Wait till
Berguzia?
Berguzia. Yeah, it's Berguzia. Wait till Berguzia comes up on the daily rotation. I was in there for Forges for Metals.
Yep.
2 Galliards drop. Like they increased the drop rate. That gun was super harder to get. So if you get in, oh damn!
Every one of my every Forge run, it was either like 1,200 ghosts or sparrows.
Yeah, because it only drops specifically from Berguzia. It will not drop from Volunder. It won't drop from the other one, Izanagi. But I got a good what you call it, Galliard. It's good. I think I'm using my Galliard more because it has a better roll. I think I have like Rampage, and I'm gonna say Snapshot. I have a serious roll on my
That
Galliard.
sounds pretty solid.
Yeah, but it's not as stable and snappier than Summoner. So when I get a God roll Summoner, then I already know Summoner's gonna beat it. In my opinion, just feels better.
Interesting.
Wait a minute, Prescott, you got it from Volunder? Really? My bad.
3 one day from there.
Interesting.
Interesting.
He said it helps to have maximum temper. Okay, all right, maybe yeah.
Oh, killing the 2 little dudes. The 2
Yes.
little floating ghosts every
Yes.
time.
Yes, maximum temper. Shout out
Gotcha.
to Prescott. I did not know that. Thanks for educating me, sir.
Yeah, Volunders, those are easy to shoot too. So
Yeah, Volunder's easy to get the temper there because all I get from Volunder is what you get, which is the damn Sparrow and
Ghosted. Oh my god, so many ghosts. I had like 5 of the same ghost as I was in there. I was like, oh, get it out. My postmaster was full of those damn things.
yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying. But yeah, that's been that for me.
Why have you been spending time in Forges, sir? What pulled you into Forges a year and a half later? What have you been playing?
What could possibly force me to go into Forges? Oh, I wonder. Medals.
Oh.
And grind.
Huh.
And bounties. Shall we talk about it?
Well, where do we start? Guardian Games itself, basically.
Yeah, let's go.
Apparently, there's this giant conspiracy theory that Titans have been cheating. There's animations of Titans just doing forever dunking. You've got to assume that it's just weighted so much more in the Titan class. The Hunters just switched over. The ease of use of the Titans. I'm looking at you in one of y'all in chat.
Yes.
So before they officially dropped all this crazy data, did you have any conspiracy theories? What were you thinking about all this stuff?
When it first happened, he said, I want him tested. Yo, Neo was out of control.
He's got performance-enhancing Guardian
They
gear.
got performance-enhancing Guardians out here. Listen, when I first heard it, I'm like, okay. Honestly, I was shocked because the first day was Hunter. So I'm like, oh, man, Hunter's going to run away with this thing. Then, all right, day 2 Titan, day 3 Titan. And I'm like, and then, you know, when you start seeing the graphs and the imagery of the flagpoles, and I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
And honestly, my theory is this. I don't think it's any foul play. I never felt that way. But I do feel, sorry, Hunters, I feel that most of you guys use Hunters in PvP. Hunters that I know, I should say. They love Hunter in PvP. But it's just, I'm not going to say it's fixed. I'm just going to say that it's easier for Titans to do the melee stuff. And then you got the Skullford. And it's just conducive. It's more synergetic and to get that stuff done easier. So I think it's a combination of that combined with people who want heir apparent. So they're like, yo, if I want it fast, Titan's the way to go, in my opinion. So I think it's more of people picking Titan because Titan is popular, yes, but also because they want this achievement, they want this triumph. And if you want to be efficient, hey, you know what to do. So that's where I'm at with it. I think it's an efficiency thing as opposed to in the combination with Titans are powerful, beastie, and popular. So it's a whole melting pot of things going in. I'm disappointed in the Hunters and the Warlocks right now. I'm very disappointed.
Well, the Warlocks,
very
I
disappointed.
feel like they're going to
of
hold
silver.
down second place. You guys are just going to have that silver bond sitting out there.
Bro, the silver, man. I would just like to see what gold looks like. We didn't even win one. Like, I'm just like, we're never going to
Hey,
get it.
you logged
Double
on the
points?
first day. You got to see what it looks like. That was just your little preview.
That was the preview. That was
Yeah.
it. He's stuck in silver dramatic. Yeah, that's where we at, man. That's where we at. But how are you feeling about, crayons running loose in the tower? Everything is your way. It's just the dominant class. How does it feel?
Apparently, crayons are just easy mode. I mean, they had to make it easy on the crayon eaters because we're not too smart. So they had to go ahead and make all the bounties like much easier and simpler because we're just walking around in toddler mode. So it was just nice that they made everything a lot just nicer to us, really, in general. All the other classes, they got screwed on bounties. Everything's just insanely difficult.
Yeah.
Sarcasm is so thick right now. I hope you can tell.
Yeah, it's out of control. it's literally a joke right now. But shout out to Warlock stuff being bugged. I want to comment on that. That devour foolishness, not procking, super killing people with 5 Nova Bomb and the supers, not procking, like seriously broken void subclass bounties. Shout out to that.
Awesome.
Yes. Hunter's bug too. Yeah, it's like all these things, man. He said they did us dirty. Yo, the chat is hilarious. Yeah, man. Look,
I will say, I mean, apparently we're just the easy mode class, so I'll take it.
Titans, man.
I never would honestly guess that it would have been this because the first day is the Switch. And then, like, as Prescott's saying, it's like if you look at the Switch of, like, the number of Hunters that played and, like, you move that number up to the Titans, it, like, the folds more and more. Everybody's like, oh, these are easier. And more people switch from that character to the other character, so.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's, like I said, that's an additional thing. Shout out to Bungie for having to come up with a whole series of paragraphs to explain why there's no foul play. Shout out to them.
Like,
That's funny.
how much do I scroll? There's a lot of text in here just to show that they're not cheating.
Bro, I like how they had to get the numbers. Like,
They got data, graphs, like comparisons here. Cracks me
I felt
up.
bad for the people who were saying it was rigged because they are getting like cloud right now. It's funny. Shout out to Cat because he got some funny tweets on this too. It's really, really funny.
I was like, outside of the bounties themselves, though, all 3 classes can make all the laurels they ever need to make.
Yeah.
Like, the laurels themselves, going through matches, doing all that type of stuff. If you're like, hey, I just need to do bounties. Some of those take a little bit longer on the Warlock. I'm not going to argue. Hunters kind of got a little bit. There's some that kind of suck. Like, they're very specific ones. You got to get this from long-range kills and stuff. Those are shield throws from long range. I'm like, how far do I have to be? I'm like going into a lost sector, trying to back up against the wall and be like,
ridiculous.
Whoosh! See if it'll actually work. Yeah, and that's kind of the thing, too, and that's why, like, hunters complain a lot. I would say Warlock's probably got the bigger shaft in general. Yes, the smoke bomb sucks. I'll give you that one, Hunters. I'm not going to argue, because I even went through that one when I was going through all three. Fine. But Crown of Tempest is pretty beastly.
Shout out to your video.
Sun bracers.
Sun braces for the
literally
solar grenades.
Celestial fire, sun bracers, stay in the air, refills your celestial fire, throw it again, cook the ground, and just over and over. And so, like,
shout out
when
to
I went to
Amankara, if you need them double melees.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, I will say, like, when I was going through my exotics video I did, the Titans had like 2 or 3 exotics. There weren't that many that really help for specific builds per se. But they're like, I swear the Titans, the Hunters and the Warlocks, you guys have like, this one can help you here. This one can help you here. Kepri's thing will help you here. This one, Young Ahamkara's Spine, is if you need solar grenade damage, or this one helps you over here. There's a lot that will like go specifically towards certain things. So if you had a big array of exotics, you could actually have a little speciality. Yeah, weird. Not really, but I'll roll with it. You could specialize into what you were going for each said bounty. And yeah, it's like Prescott said it too. If you really wanted heir apparent, like content creators or like people who are grinding it out, you actually played all 3.
Yeah.
Because you could get medals across all of them. So I was curious because obviously it's been established whether Titans are easy or whatever, moving beyond the numbers and stuff. What would you do to change Guardian games in the future? I've heard different ideas. We joked about some before with Ares, but just kind of curious from your experience now, how would you set this thing up to be Guardian Games 2021?
I think I like the idea of it. The problem I have, to be honest, is that, and which we're going to talk about in the TWAB, is that it's too the bounty forcing of the styles. It's too much. It's like, okay, now I got to switch to solar. Now I got to switch to... It's too much switching. And sometimes I just want to stay as one class. It's too much switching. And then very specific. And I'm just like, You know what I'm saying? So for me, that is the turn off. Because it's like... And I'm a Warlock. So as a Warlock, I just can't switch my class. Just like any other normal Guardian. I have to put on my outfit. I have to have my shaders that rock. I have to have my emblem match the outfit. I have to have my ship match the outfit. I have to have my sparrow match the outfit. So it's a whole process for me when I switch.
You flew fashion gaming now.
Bro, flew flashing? Yo, I got to be clean out here. Like, I can't just put on a art class and I got void colors on. Like, you have to match. Like, this is part of destiny. Like, you don't understand.
Okay, that's why your class lost. You guys are just like OCD.
I'm too much in the menus and not playing.
Yeah, play the damn. Who gives a crap what you look like,
bro? I gotta look good out here. Like like I should put my Warlock in Fashion Week. Like seriously, I got some. I'm gonna show you some style. But all jokes aside, no man, it's too much switching. Too much. That part deters me. And then obviously you have the. I don't mind. Okay, the medals where they say destination, forge. I don't mind that part because it gets me to play an activity to do something, and it's a cool way for
even
you to play
Gambit.
Some content. Low key, I've been loving Gambit Prom. I get excited when Gambit comes on now. I ain't gonna lie.
I did normal Gambit. I had more stuff to kill.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. That's what I should be doing to be more efficient. There's a question
again.
For, my boy Rick.
It's about the efficiency and
yes,
got to pick the right thing. So you're in your menus too much, doing stuff like Gambit Prime and Nightfalls when you should be running Vanguard Strikes with Grenadier, regular Gambit. You're just picking all the wrong stuff.
You're right. I'm not being efficient. I need to be more efficient, and I could do a better job with that. I just don't like the switching. It's too much switch. I know. It's too much switching. Then the Laurel thing, I have an issue that... Now, I don't know if I'm wrong in this. So, let's say you kill and you don't pick up the Laurels.
Correct.
It's not like an item... It's not like an engram where if you miss it, it's at the tower.
Nope,
like you've got to pick it up.
Yep.
So that is another. There's some like I was doing. You know what pisses me off? You know what's a good farm? Reckoning. Reckoning on that bridge,
Yeah.
you will lace yourself with laurels. The problem is Reckoning wants you to move forward, and I'm running back trying to get the laurels instead of I'm messing it up for my team. I am not a team player in Reckoning when the timer is short.
No, I mean, that's a big thing in all of this is I don't think anybody's a team player.
Yeah.
Because, like, hey, so I'm in Gambit. What am I doing? Should I be running to the next point? No, I'm being a dumb guy running around the little arena there, picking up everything to make sure I've got all my laurels before I go to the next area, so I don't miss out on any of them. So that makes melees more beneficial.
Yes.
So everybody figures out how they can get up close. Both Titans and Hunters can punch. Warlocks have a little less on the melee front, but you guys, you know, there's some other ways. But, I mean, either way... They continue to make things that make you play against the game mode. Hey, you want to go into Gambit, you want to kill these enemies, you want to dunk these moats, and you want to kill the boss. Correct. You're like, no, I want to go into Gambit, I want to make sure every single guy dies, I want to make sure I'm the one who punches them. Yes. If there's any laurels around here, I'm going to run around. These guys spawned over here, you need to go, hold on, there's something else I got to pick up. But there's a lot of guys over there you need to kill. No, I want that one more laurels way over there. I got to go pick it up.
Bro, like, I elbow people for that gold, man. They ain't playing.
Gambit and Crucible auto pickup. I forget that. So that whole rambling, I guess. But you are still, Gambit's auto pickup. I forgot about that.
Yeah, because it'll show. Yeah, it'll show the little symbol sometimes.
But I mean, even strike stuff. Be like, hey, are we going to the boss room? Hold on, I gotta clean up all my laurels.
Gotta go clean up. Gotta run the circle, run the lap. It's
cleared out the entire room. Hold on.
Hold on.
Forges.
1 second. Rick got a question for me. I missed it. Lord Cognitive, it seems like Bungie is making all Crucible decisions, especially Nerf based on PC platform and not from the console point of view. They don't understand Destiny feels like different game on PC versus console. What do you think? As a mainly PvP player, I think actually I'm not gonna give them a hard time on it. I actually think they do a decent job as far as the separation. The cool thing is they've proven that there's a separate thing, like because when you look at the Hardlight Nerf, especially. It says 2.0 is going to remain in PvE, 1.3 on the ricochet damage. So in that sense, I'm not hard on them in reference to that, as long as it doesn't affect PvE integrity. And I think, at least with Hardlight, they've done a good job. Give me a specific case where you feel differently, but that's my answer to that. Back to Guardian Games, you were saying.
Dramatic just says it's a chore like vacuuming.
Yes.
I got to vacuum the ground. Hold on, I got to go on my laurels.
Yeah, gotta go make my run. Gotta go vacuum this part.
I was like, we said it before. I think I heard it on Rageless Round Table. Almost the same thing, where we said it's like, make it a competition to where we go into a strike. Whoever gets the most kills, they get a medal they can add, and it's like a currency, and you get those, and it's either farmable or you have to get the most kills in strikes, and you're actually having people compete against each other. Or you go into Gambit and you dunk the most moats. Like, make us do objectives. Or make whatever we're working on have a benefit to the mode we're playing. Hey, you're in Crucible. You got top kills, second kills. You're on the podium. You get that medal towards your class. You get top kills in a strike. You get a gold medal for your class or something like that. However it is. Prescott said it's like pick one class.
Yeah.
And make that be the way to go. Like make one class account wide. And actually just commit for like 3 weeks. You're like, hey, I'm sporting Titans this week. You'd be sporting Warlocks. And just go, I am going to,
Perfect. I agree. Like, it should be, okay, this week, Arc, this week, whatever. Again, it's the switching that really irritates me. That, it drives me crazy. And, other than that, I actually like that they made me do forges. I ain't gonna lie, I haven't done them in so long.
I was like, I don't mind them per se, but then it's like, excuse me, the medals are not balanced. Either I'm done with the gold before the silver happens, and then when I got really efficient on the silver, once I figured out the laurels, then it's just like, oh, I gotta finish like 3 more. And forges, it's finished 5. I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
5 forges. When I get done with forges. 3, I'm like, I'm checking out, guys. I am so done. Mentally, after about 3. Yeah, I was like, all right, let me throw the balls, let me punch the guys. And then half the people in there aren't doing them fast. And I probably wasn't either. I'd go through forges where I'd throw like 2 balls in the middle and everything else I'm just punching and killing. Because I don't care. Like,
because you don't care. You're literally just doing other things as opposed to the...
Yeah, it's like in forges, hey, throw the most balls into the center. Okay, then you would want to kill things quickly, as you could, and be efficient. but then you're trying to be the one who throws the most orbs into the center.
Right.
Like every mode is 5 in Berguzia.
5 is too much. Yeah, Dakota's right. She's right. 5 is you check out after 3. Let's be real. After 3, you're like, oh my god, again.
But yeah, there were some where like if you were going through, depending on how, I swear I went at first and silvers were taking longer than gold. I'm like, how's that even work? Like that's the silver medal. That's not victory here. This is just second place.
I agree.
But yeah, just give us the way that you go through the activity should be incentivized to try and be as efficient as possible, but like incentivize you to dunk the most, motes in Gambit, or kill the most enemies in Gambit, or do boss damage. Something. Just be like, hey, look, you did the most kills. You get a gold medal for this match. You did the most mote dunking. You did the most boss damage. You killed the most other enemies. Like, you could get 4 golds in a Gambit match by doing that type of stuff. So
absolutely, they've gotta make tweaks. I don't mind it, but the other thing we gotta get into this 12 is that when they actually said the numbers as far as population and what people are using, I think it's just gonna be tough for them to, because let's be honest, even though they're saying they're not physically, there is some level of manipulation based on class population.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There is. So, at the end of the day, how can it's going to be a tough balancing act to make things fair, because they said there were some things in place because of the population of Titans or what have you, or Hunters, because Hunters are the most, apparently, right? So there's things in place that Titans can do and Warlock can do that can make them catch up. It's just a tough thing. And unfortunately, I'm worried that this may go the route of Faction Rally, because Faction Rally had issues where, it's just one thing winning all the time.
I just wanted the exotic. All they wanted is the catalyst previously. It was just like, all right, everybody go for this catalyst first, this one second, this one third. And that was all people really cared about was the carrot.
I am concerned about, what I would like, this is silly, unrelated, probably won't never happen. When I look at Guardian Gates, I think Olympics, right? Everything feels
I think
Olympics.
everybody does. The symbols are close, so.
Exactly. But what I want, I thought this was a perfect way to put in Sparrow Racing, man. Sparrow Racing.
You and everybody, man.
Let's go with we have our track suits with the cup, bro. It would have been real Olympic, bobsled team. Like, it would have been lit, man. Like, this was the perfect opportunity. And I don't know when we're going to get, if ever, we are going to get Sparrow Racing. I miss Sparrow Racing, like, big time. I was hoping they'd come back, but we'll see. What'd you think? No more Sparrow Racing? You over it?
No, I actually had a hell of a lot of fun in Sparrow Racing League because I was actually pretty good at it. That'd probably be the reason I pull out a controller again, because I was actually good with it there.
Yes.
Mr. Aries, cool runnings.
Cool runnings.
But no, I was like, I remember like top times that I had on some of those tracks. I'd get into like top 10 or 5% or something. Like, I remember because I was like getting competitive because I got actually pretty good at trying to win a lot of the races and stuff. And there'd always be like me and one other dude like duking it out. But I was like, I was towards the top and I had a lot of fun. I'm not probably going to be the best, but I was like, that was just a fun thing to do. And I'm not saying it's easy to make, and I'm not saying everybody loves it, but if that could just be something that people like work on to eventually get in an expansion, it's just like, even if it's just this random thing, hey, boot up Sparrow Racing League, it doesn't even serve you much benefit. It might give you one random legendary if you win. Just like drop that thing in the game.
Drop it in there, man. This was the move, man. And give Amanda something to do. That was her thing.
She's just out there feeding the pigeons in the hangar.
Hawthorne out here with more benefit. Everybody with more benefit. And poor man ain't nothing. We shall see. We shall see. But yeah, that's all I got as far as Guardian games. Decent attempt. I mean, this is grind for another week or whatever. What we got? One more week of this?
One more week. And then literally nothing is on the calendar. 0 is... I was like, what? Okay, so we've got the Almighty, which still has to get resolved. We have the Pyramid Ships. If there's like 30 of them now, which is crazy wall bunker. One of those dudes jumped like 6 spots, not 5. He got a little early in the... Yeah. He broke ranks, and he's like, I'm going for him.
He's like,
I'm going full speed.
Yeah, he jumped ahead. Turbocharged.
But yeah, it's like, this is the end of the map, and now there's going to be an Iron Banner week. Okay.
Whoopee.
There's gonna be like bonus infamy, probably a week. Like, what is left?
The secret that we're not supposed to talk about.
That's fine.
No,
there's
that's
this. There's a secret. So basically,
Mm-hmm.
it's the question of like, how does this season resolve its story?
Yeah.
And I figure we'll talk about this, and then we'll get into the 12 because these kind of go together.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
we have the Almighty, which started the season. Here's the cinematic with Zavala, Anna Bray, ship pointed to Earth. That is the last we freaking heard about it. Was the like opening week? We're like, cool, crazy ship. We gotta fire up Rasputin. Cool. Week 3. Oh crap. Or no, was it week 6 when we went down into Io? Was that where we actually saw it?
Yeah.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5th week it would have been. Whatever it was. 5th week we went down into Io and we're like, oh, there's pyramids. What? Oh, there's an Almighty out there? Yeah, it's fine. We'll take care of that. We already got that covered. So, pyramid ships. I'm like, you've totally, like, you start the season with that, and then you're like, skirt! Hey, we got this thing over here to look at, too. And I'm just like, how, like, the way that is, like, Almighty feels like, even if we blow it up, like, I'm going to watch it be like, oh, fire up your crazy satellite laser beams that we've been shooting off everywhere. Cool, you blew it up. Okay, anyways, about the pyramid ships. Like, I feel like I'm not gonna care.
I'll give them this. We're speculating because obviously the middle part is still gray area for us. It's clouded and redactedness. That's what's going on right now. But we do know that secret, it has implications. There's going to be an additional thing that is going to be required. And I'm excited for that. You know what I'm saying? Based on the lore aspect, and obviously we had Bifo on last.
Are you
last
about
week.
talking something related to an expansion with the word rise to make sure we're talking about the
Yes!
same thing? Okay, just
My
making
man.
sure we're talking about the same
No,
stuff.
we're on the same
I
page.
can.
So
that's as vague as I can say it.
Yeah, we're gonna
And
keep
we
it
are
vague
not
as we-
spoiling it. So
He gets mad when I do spoilers, so I'm not going to do it. I'm talking the
I
most
get
vague
spoilers piss me
terms.
off, so don't do that.
I know my guy. So my thing is, okay, that is interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? And when I like lore, so I want to see where that goes. And the fact that they're introducing that, I want to see the repercussions of what goes on with these new things. So I think there's potential. I think we're writing it off a little too strong because we looking at the calendar, it looks bare as hell. I'm not gonna lie, it does. We just finished up all our bunkers is maxed. I mean, yours is probably maxed. I'm finally up to, because I've been super casual with the bunkers. Like, I'm just getting to IO now. I'm halfway with that. So yeah, I'm super slow, bro. I'm not even going over the Rasputin. I don't even go over there. I literally go. I get all my. I don't do any Seraph stuff when it comes to the public event. I get all my stuff from Crucible, all my bits from activities.
Oh, man.
I don't do the other stuff. So I just like, oh wow, I have 700. Let me go deposit these. Okay, cool. Like, I have no incentive, and yeah. So we'll see as far as that.
But there's new Warmind cell mods in there, man. You gotta get them.
Yeah, I gotta get those. But I'm so happy with the ones I got. There's no rush for me. Like, I got my shielded, I got my tyrants. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a slow moving season. It's just a slow moving season. And we'll talk about how they handle season soon, the handling, or thoughts about that.
But I mean, even the way the season started versus to the big giant, like, it's like they teased Thanos in the middle of Avengers 1.
Facts.
It's like, I mean,
Facts.
seriously, we're like, hey, we got Loki coming in. And it'd be like when Loki lands and like German Square does that thing. That's when we also cut to like, oh, Thanos, I gotta get my stuff going on. And it's like in the middle of the first movie, we're like, hold on, we jumped the gun here a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm honestly I am worried about a couple things.
What you worried about?
The way this season is going to end is not going to live up to anybody's expectations. That they're rushing the pyramid ships in. And somehow season 12, if the pyramids are a fall expansion, why they didn't introduce them next season literally hit in September. Season 12 is going to feel weird, I have a feeling. If it goes into what we're like, Rise topic, that's still a giant diversion over here before we get back to the main highway. That's like, hold on, I got to take a detour, go through this crap over here, work my way back in, and then I'm good again.
It feels like we're one season ahead.
Yeah.
Of Pyramid. I do agree. It has shocked me with that.
Yeah, that's what's weird to me.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm excited that Pyramids are coming, but part of me is like, that's supposed to be full expansion kind of stuff.
Yep.
With that level of implication. So unless they stretch it again, and they're on the cusp. Next season, they're on the cusp.
It's like the ships are booking it now.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm like, I don't know if they can slow down. If next week is any indication and we have like 50 ships on there, that crazy dude who's at full throttles in the front, everybody's like, half of them are through the Kuiper Belt and we're like in. Dude, I don't think there's a way they can't get here by the end of the season.
It's going to be interesting. I don't know how they handle this. I agree. It does feel a little weird. We feel one season ahead of the narrative. So, I don't know, man. Is Titan blow up? Is it happening already?
Does Titan blow up? It's like I make a video. Some people are like, oh, Dreadnought seems like an okay idea. Nope, it's not going to be the Dreadnought. It's definitely not Savathun per Bife. Right. And then it's like
Bife put us on, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it's very, very strange. And I think strange. The other piece that I guess I worry about is that they don't do that justice, as we've said before.
Yeah, you're right. They can't mess around with that. Like, this is a huge... Listen, this has been hinted for so long. You can't drop the ball narratively on this. This has to be told correctly. It has to be weighted. And it can't... Let's be honest. Our main fear is that this is falling in the seasonal model.
Yeah.
As opposed to... If this was falling in the expansion model of September...
Yep.
We would have confidence. We'd be like, oh, it's going to be juicy. We're going to get strikes.
Yeah. I would be hyped like over the summer for September, like logging in on my birthday and be like, oh, damn, here we go. Like, that would be crazy. But no, it's early. So,
yes. They've got to, listen, this is what I say. In their defense, they've got to have a curveball that we're not thinking about.
Yeah.
They've got to have, you cannot put Dorito Story in season of the $10.
No. Dorito Story in the season 12, $10. $10
you can't do $10 with this. This is not a $10 story right now. Like, we need premium Dorito chips. We need to go to BJ's. We need to get the whole warehouse of them. You know what I'm saying?
What's BJ's?
You don't got BJ's, buddy? You don't got BJ's in Texas?
Is it a restaurant or is it?
No, like the warehousey kind of supermarket where you got to be.
Oh,
Sam's Club. You guys got Sam's Club?
Sam's Club, Costco, we've got those.
Costco. There you go. You need that level of, volume. You know what I'm saying? Like, we cannot have this little expansion and they're talking about, yay, obelisk these Doritos. No, we're not doing that. We need
that's got to be like game change, planet blew up, this thing's here.
Yes.
Whatever it is, it's got so this
I want death, I want sadness, I want us on the cusp of destruction. It's on. They are here. We are scared. What are we going to do? We cannot stretch this out with no weak little cinema and then try. No. That's why it can't be. I have to have confidence.
Are they just going to get Neptune and just start parking up and just like backing up over there? So it's just full of pyramids and they're just camping on Neptune.
Maybe Rasputin does something to keep something at bay for a little. Something happens.
He fires at the Almighty and then they poop their pants and they get scared and everybody hits the brakes. I don't know. Like,
listen, man. Daniel said cognito.
I want death.
I need death. I need death, man. I need sad. We're looking over Sloan and we're saying the eulogy. I want Zavala in tears like that. We need something, man. We got to feel it. The Doritos are here. They're not to be negotiated with or bargained with. They're here. I need that, man. Let's see. There you go. Prescott with a nice theory. You see Prescott?
Oh, Mara stops him. That'd be cool.
Something?
She's out there doing something. We don't know. So she's just like,
she
pulls she shot off. Yeah. You shall not pass. And she does that on like, she's in like Neptune and being like, skirt.
What was the famous line? Mara Soft does not bend the wheel. Well, she kind of brought it to Oryx before she got evaporated. She kind of brought it to him.
Yeah.
Her and the Awoken. You know what I'm saying? Like, God, last time we asked for a decent, we lost Cade. No, we got to. Listen. Long as it's not Osiris. Then
Osiris
I'm
dead.
not.
He's the one. Is it that's what's going on in the Bungie lore? He's like out there, like in the whole Kuiper Belt area, or he's way the hell out there. Like
he dealt with them in that story, and he had to get out of there with Segura. Yeah, we can't. We got easy Bungie. Don't get too crazy. We need our prophet. The prophet needs to be here.
So as we've obviously said, seasons are a thing. Some have been okay, some have been questionable. Story connections, good, bad, lots of implications of we don't know.
Yes.
When it comes to the swab, they have a couple main topics, and the first one is evolving seasons. Obviously, we've been living with this model for a while. Some first set of seasons, they had other studios helping them, so they had like raids going on and stuff like that. Yes. This time, they are on their own, and we've had smaller, per se, content. In year 4, we are going to build a better interconnected narrative, and more importantly, let players be a part of that narrative no matter when they enter the current year. That means if you start playing in March of 2021, which would be like season, what would that be, 14? Yeah. 14? You could go back and experience the season 12 and season 13 narrative content. We want our stories to feel more cohesive, flow with meaningful momentum season over season, and lead to an exciting climax each year. Woo. So that's the first one is... They're actually trying to change the seasons to where they're like the bridges between seasons can be improved. We can do a better job recognizing the season's prior narrative threads in the season. We haven't preserved enough of the history for a player who comes in mid-year to have a concept of what's going on. So all of this is stuff we've talked about, but it's like they're finally acknowledging it. So what are your thoughts when you finally read this section? Just the fact that the story continues.
You know, I'm all about my narrative. The most positive thing I will say about the season structure that I know everybody's not majority a fan of, I felt that they are at least trying to tell better stories, even though it's not always interconnected the best. But the stories themselves, they're good. It's just that it's stretched out too long, right? So, and the other problem is that if you're new, you know how many people who come to me and say, yo, I picked up Destiny, it looks good, I want to get back. What do I do? Where do I start? I get that all the time from people who went away from the game or people who just now start to gain interest. So I like that they're going to give these people, narrative, and a flow so they know what's going on. You have to do that. So, yeah, I think this is a good start. What about you?
I just like the idea of the fact that, like, somebody could go back right now and experience the Saint 14 missions, because those should not be lost.
Never
like those that's huge stuff that should not be going anywhere. So the narrative is big because that's like, hey, we meet that. It's like, what's this dude in the tower? Oh, we went and rescued him. Cool. Like, before you get to play trials, you got to go get those missions because you got to save his butt from time. There's nothing wrong with that.
Benedict is doing in the tower. Right? There's people who don't even know what is this little robot. Let's be real. Like, what was that for? Like, unless you played Menagerie, unless you played Season of Opulence, like, you don't know what's going on.
I mean, if you come in 2 years later, I guess you might have to ask somebody.
Yeah.
But if you're within a year, now if you pick the game up in August, it's probably good. If you pick the game up in September, or expansion time, you're going to be like, you probably won't be able to go back. That'll be kind of the thing. So, like, in September, October, fall expansion, that's the point where the Saint 14 mission would probably be like, all right, we're kind of done with those. Which I kind of get to a point, I guess. Like, if you play seasonally, you miss a season, something like that, you come back in. Some missions would be cool if they stay, but it's like, I guess if they got to move it forward, you won't go play them all forever. But it does seem kind of like a bummer that even like that, like the Saint 14 mission at some point would truly just be like Saints in the tower.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of where we talked with Bive last time. Those little like animated storyboards. If you go up to Saint 14, be like, hey, he was here in the corridors of time. We gave him his shotgun. We met him in the future. We saved him. Right. Now that you like go up him to talk to him, it goes to a black screen. You get a little like thing of what happened if you didn't play through it or something. Just a little bit of bit of context.
I mean, Dramatic just said what I was about to say. Like, literally, when you have content that good, since you ain't making strikes these days.
Ouch.
Hey.
Yikes.
Shout out to BT. But how about let's reuse these assets that are in the game and plug them into a strike. Now I don't understand. Like, these are classic story beats, and we talked about it with Bife. Like, they should not just be evaporated and wiped under the rug, and that's it. And I know they're going to talk. We're going to talk about that. They are going to acknowledge that, but it just sucks that Saints missions are just like, if you were not there, oh well. Like, that is like, that's a travesty. And shout out to the team that put in the resources and, to make all that stuff happen. It was good acting, good, good strikes, good story. I liked it. So, yeah, not even heroic missions. Exactly. It baffles me. Those type of stuff baffle me. So,
yeah, no, I mean, and that's where they say things can't grow forever and stuff like this. But it's like, I guess we'll see on that one. Maybe 100 gig is kind of your mark, but I guess we'll see how the big changes come in the next season and then the fall to see how much of a capacity how much they add versus how much they take away. I'll be very curious what the fall does to really kind of shed a little bit of light on, yeah, we're actually at capacity, or we're really not at capacity, or just trying to say that. Like,
yeah,
I will be curious what the fall shows. So, story narrative going forward, that's cool. The next piece is activities as well. So beginning in Season 12, the core parts of the activity experience will live on after the season is ended. So basically, state, for example, you have... So with our new approach, the new Season of Dawn concluded, we would have left behind the Saint 14 quest, the exotic quest for Devil's Ruin and Bastion, and the Sundial activity.
Oh, that'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Yeah, Sundial just sits out there.
Yeah, just sits out there.
They said they'd sunset the obelisk, so that experience isn't just like filling up the game. Fractaline would go away, so that stuff's not really a currency anymore.
Right.
So they get rid of some of the seasonal, like, intensive grinds, but that also means, like, Vex Offensive would still be around. Sundial would still be around.
Yeah.
This season, the bunkers would probably still be there, I guess.
Right.
And maybe the towers, do you think? Maybe they rotate it between a planet or something like that. Like,
yeah, maybe
just give you a little rotate. Be like, oh, Seraph Tower's over here. Forgot about this public event.
Kind of do it like how they do Forge. Would be one location with a rotating thing on Earth.
Destiny will still have moments woven into the overall universal narrative when we remove old content and allow for new content and stories to grow in its place. As we've said in the past, we cannot continue to grow the Destiny universe indefinitely. There's lots of reasons for this, technical, resourcing, as well as from an overarching universe design standpoint. From the balance of creating and maintaining content in our ongoing narrative is a necessary part of continuing to build Destiny 2.
What we knew.
Yeah, I'm like...
Ain't nothing new there. I mean, we knew this. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like, it like they said, technical, resourcing. It's going to be, they can't just grow it indefinitely. I am surprised, though, about them even, we're going to get into the rewards next, but them even talking about certain activities staying. I am surprised by this. Not that I'm mad. I am surprised that they actually, I think it leads to what you were saying, which is we were more at fear that we were at the end, the gas tank is almost empty. You got to kind of balance. And it may have more room and they just being precautionary.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's more room than we think. And because if you're keeping Sundial and you got room then. You know what I'm saying? If you're keeping these
or like the assets we're thinking about are not really the big ones. Like
like
a terrain map where activities and AI spawn really that big of like a data file, or is like a cinematic with a story that goes with like Forsaken a big data file? Like where's the data and stuff like that? And that was one where my brother and I dug through. And if you open the Destiny thing, it's like audio and video, and then you start getting into data and stuff, and it gets smaller. But like audio and video crap up top, and it's just all massive because you can only compress so much of it.
And let's be honest, with Luke Smith's original, his director's cuts, he made it feel to me as if, the decision when he said, hey guys, one of the Gambits got to go. Right? Remember, he was like, hey guys, we're going to be removing certain stuff.
Technically, that should happen in the fall expansion because they were going to last a year. So
okay, that was my question. So you feel September?
Well, he said it was gonna. There was a point where they said like either Dylan, one of the community managers, like Gambit and Gambit Prime will survive for this year. They said that at one point. So that rough timeline is fall expansion. They said they weren't going to be changing to Gambit Perfected or whatever the hell we want to call it. Okay. The Highlander of Gambit, is going to be potentially like that fall expansion is supposed to be when they make their decision.
Right. And then also, I'm under the impression, correct me if I'm wrong, at that point we should start getting weapon retirement, right?
Probably when that one starts as well. Yep. They said, in year 4 is weapon retirement's going to start to have a expiration date on some of those things for end-game stuff.
I guess the question then becomes, resource-wise, how much does that allocate them, right? Does that truly maybe it's the pool? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know the back end. I'm only guessing. You know, if they get rid of these whole, series of vanilla weapons and certain activity weapons, and let's just say one of the gambits go, maybe that frees up stuff. That I'm very curious on resource, and storage. It's basically a storage issue. I'm very curious on that front.
Yeah, I was like, can I get some vault space, please?
Yeah.
I mean, if Destiny 2 is going to live on, which of course we got a year 4 coming, season 12, still got this stuff coming in. They either want you to retire it, but Crucible, you can keep these weapons forever. So then, still, people like Fallout who hey, the shotgun meta's changed. Well, I have 50,000 shotguns because I got to be able to test them all. He still doesn't have incentive to get rid of stuff, per se, especially for Crucible. Even me, more of a PvE player, at some point I'm going to be go figures old. I found something different. Which is sad, but that'll happen at some point. But for PvP, the people who really do the data, the testing and stuff like that, go to patrols, test it on Greg, Astacross, there's still not a reason to get rid of those. They're not leaving. Right. They're just not infusible.
But what it's going to be is, this is the reason why I was this is the reason why I think power level mattering in Crucible and certain activities still exists. Because you have to have that balance. If you're going to tell people they're going to stop using it, but they can still use it in other activities because light level doesn't matter, then you're not really incentivizing what you truly want.
Quick Play and Iron Banner are going to be very different potentially.
Exactly. So that's when you're going to see, when you're doing those Nightfalls, you're doing those Grandmasters for your extra little shards that you're doing. And, you know what I'm saying? Or you're doing your raid.
Don't even get me started,
I had.
Oh, no. I haven't done them. I'm not even high enough to do them. I'm 1023. Wow. I'm 1023.
Close.
Yeah.
You're close.
But still.
It's those activities where you separate the men from the boys. You're going to have to put those joints away and use the new stuff or the stuff that just hasn't been retired yet. So, and I think, quote me if I'm wrong, Rituals might be coming up on being in trouble, right?
Probably. For endgame, for sure. Yeah, for endgame, you're not going to be able to pull Mountaintop. You're not going to be able to pull Recluse, Wendigo.
I ain't going to lie to you. Trials right now with Mountaintop.
Oh, is it?
Bro, there's teams that's just running 3 Mountaintop Hunters. Bunny rabbiting, hopping all day, skying down. The splash damage is so obscene. I literally cannot wait for that retirement announcement. I go, Mountaintop, bro. And y'all know I'm Mr. Exotic specifically, but I won't shed a tear when Mountaintop gets. I'm gonna miss Recluse though. Recluse, damn, that was the homie right there. Recluse, that was the homie. Revoker, I won't miss you. I won't miss you, Revoker.
Oh yeah.
I get shot in the head too much from that thing. You know what I'm saying? But I think that the Rituals are gonna go, man. I think those that's why we ain't getting no nerfs, because they looking at it to themselves like, hey, this thing's out of here anyway. So let them have their fun.
Final 3 or 4 months coming up of you got 4 months on those Rituals, guys. Enjoy them.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Or no, Pinnacles. Yeah, those are. I honestly wonder if Pinnacles are just they start getting everybody prepped in next season if they're just breaking the bad news. By the way, going into that season 12, we got a big level jump. We're going from level 1,000. What's our level going to be? 1,050 probably. I'm thinking if it's 1,040
1050,
plus 10 be 1050. Be all right. So when you guys get to level 1,200 for season 12, because that's going to be a big expansion jump, So you're level 1200, level 9000. No, I'm just kidding. Level 1200. Like, nah, I'm thinking Pinnacles are not going in September.
Yeah. Dano made me sad.
Delirium.
I forgot about Delirium.
I just talked about it.
To the homie.
I
forgot
just used
it's part of that. I use it so much. I thought it was just like a regular Gambit drop. I forgot.
I was like, now that I finished my flawless, I'll have to go in there and try some other stuff.
I'm gonna miss Breakneck, Delirium.
Breakneck.
Damn.
I haven't even used Breakneck in ages though.
Oh, I love Breakneck. Feels good right now. Hey, dust off Breakneck, man.
So Black Wings is predicting 1100. No, I'm guessing 1050, 1040 next season. It's only 5040. Yeah. And then 1500 for the fall expansion. That's a bit large.
That's a
bit high.
That's a bit much. Yeah, man. Grizzly shouting you out on the flawless pit.
Thank you, by the way. Yeah, that was crazy. But yeah, they say with seasonal activities persisting, the rewards as well. So they're actually trying to have some of those remain. So you could go into Sundial and still get a Sundial drop, but potentially they're also going to have the Sundial weapons available as random drops and strikes, or Crucible, or Gambit. So they're just going to be making the weapon pools of those activities broader with the activity rewards. So I think I'm good with that. I mean, it just gives you more random stuff to drop at. So
I actually like that idea when I'm playing, and sometimes I see a Dead Orbit or some random gun I haven't seen in a while come back, 2.0 version. You know, I'm liking it. So I'm all about that. I miss, because that's what D1 used to have, those cool random world drops where you just, something happens and boom, it drops. So I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm trying to look and see if there's anything else on that one. But basically, yeah, to summarize, so we're going to move towards seasons that can be experienced all year. Destiny experience should grow each year after an expansion, after have a meaningful evolving world and a bunch of reasons to play, and then each year we should take a step forward into a new expansion. Yes, that makes sense. Yeah, they leaned way too heavy into the FOMO this year, and I think everybody can agree with that. Because it's like, hey, you can only be here for this 2 weeks for this crazy giant pyramid or hexagon puzzle, or I had to go work for 2 months and I basically may as well skip this whole season. So these are smarter decisions, and I guess they find ways to either make the capacity handle it, the activities stay around longer, and it works for the developers too. To make an activity like that goes away in 3 months, kind of sucks. Or the guns,
sucks.
And the weapons they put their time into as well. All that stuff. So
absolutely, art and all that. Shut up. Yeah, man. Shout out to Grizzly. He said we're getting the new monarchy pool. Yeah, same deal, man. I'm trying to get a good interference. I had an almost god roll one, except it didn't have spike grenade, and I was pissed. It had full court and clown cartridge, but no spike. I'm like, why?
damn.
But anyway, yeah, I agree. This is a good call.
I mean, they seem like on paper, in words, they seem like positive steps going forward. So all in all, I think if they follow with what they're saying, just making the seasons be living through the year, that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
Bounty Hunters. Do you want to go over this one? I'll give this one to you. I've been talking a lot.
This is fun, man. This is interesting. Yeah, the boy, our lead design guy, Tyson Green, he says bounties have become a central mechanic for any repeatable activity content in Destiny, so much that we've seen them move towards being mandatory chores rather than opportunity to optimize. We have some changes coming to help bring things back in balance, and they talk about shifting away from the weekly FOMO. XP and season rank gains are currently balanced around large contributions from weekly bounties. The intent here was to provide a large amount of progress for a small amount of focused play each week. But weeklies fall down here because you lose out on big chunks of progress if you miss a week. They're strained between too little progress for single player characters and too much repetitive work for triple character players. So he said the specifics are in development. What they want to do is make it better by replacing weekly bounties with a mechanism that provides players with a set of non-expiring and account-scoped objectives each week that grant lots of season rank progress, more than the weeklies they replace. That way, the return on effort is better, more consistent between players. How are you feeling about weekly FOMO and bounties? You're muted, sir. You're muted, sir.
Thank you. Sorry.
Yes. What's up?
Yeah, there was a big sigh in the beginning. You guys just didn't hear it.
Yeah.
No, I was like, how you feeling about bounties? Here, I'll try it again. No, it's like the weeklies, the dailies, the repeatables that you pick up, the weeklies are supposed to be this big experience boost, but if you do 2 dailies, it's the same as a weekly. So is it really that big of a loss? Just like the bounties, honestly, for me, always seem like, hey, here's this thing. If you play in a goofy way, here's a little bit of extra experience. Like, that's usually all those are. Like, if you want a bounty, make it be like, hey, I got 50 hand cannon kills and strikes. Hey, you get a roll on the dire promise. Like, the bounties just for XP,
I agree.
seem, in theory, it's like, hey, if there's XP stuff you want to grind, cool. Maybe that can be for the people. But also, if you want to steer us away from that, say when I go finish a strike, I get more experience than when I go finish a bounty. Have me do the actual activities, the strikes, the forges, the gambit matches, the crucible matches. The raid should be like a full friggin' level.
Yes, especially the raids.
Like
especially
the raids get shafted in everything we've ever done. Every activity, every cookie, baking ingredient that we're going to do, it should drop you like 6,000 laurels. Like, I don't really care. Raids are such an experience that should be, again, carrot on the stick, flawless chest and trials, nightfall, ordeal, grandmasters all need help and rewards. Well, go make your raids outside of rewards being a thing, but like, give me a crap ton of experience in there. Just those types of, those little things would be like, hey, I want to go grind a raid. Dude, if you run the raid this week, you'll get like 2 or 3 levels on your season pass just by doing it like once. Like, you want to get some incentive like that.
Facts. They really have dropped the ball with raid rewards in a sense, like you said. Like, that you know how much incentive that would give people? And you get showered at the end, and they're like, wow, that was worth it. You'd run it every week. People would do, I would raid more. Like, I just look at it. The only reason to raid nowadays, if you want a specific weapon, right? Like you say, you still haven't gotten, you know,
I don't have Anarchy,
voices.
I don't have 1,000 Voices, I don't have
Teraba. You know what I'm saying? I don't have Teraba, I have any of that. You know what I mean? That's on it. But again, even that on its own is still not enough. You can make the excuse, you know, not to get a specific weapon, but if you are showering people, even if it's just passing certain encounters, right? Passing encounters, you know, in different, as you subsequently get farther into raid, it should go up. It should steadily increase. Like, how about some shards dropping? How about that? You know
shards,
like, something, man. It really, the disrespect raids get from a reward standpoint. And then let's not even talk about, you know, the weapons in there, you know, for the most part, are not really nothing to go crazy about.
Well, maybe the sun setting is going to give them an option to make those a little more viable. We can hope. I don't know, but yeah, it's like they talk about the Adept mod slot on future Trials weapons.
Yeah.
Talked about that as having potential. There needs to be a second slot.
Yes.
Not a slot that could take Adept stuff. Because they're like, well, if he puts backup mag and the Adept slot on there, he's going to break our weapons. I'm like, then you guys really need to work on some stuff. But I was like, for PvE, like, here's a raid weapon that has, I was thinking armor, so I'll do this in 2 ways. But here, a raid weapon where I can put backup mag and boss spec on there. Oh, God, I have extra bullets and I do a little more damage to a boss. Woo, I broke the game. Oh, no. No, I didn't. I worked my butt through a crazy raid. I got one weapon with this thing. Oh, you have a full loadout of raid armor. You're more powerful. I've done the raid like 8 times. I should probably be more powerful. Like, that's the thing I really want them to start embracing in the fall. Hopefully they do. But the same thing with armor. Like, Trials, Grandmasters, Raids. Probably should all... I want armor that has 12 energy, or so you can actually be like, hey, I can throw double of I can get a little bit more. Those types of things, like, do something to start setting that stuff apart. Grandmaster armor, flawless Trials armor, raid armor has, you know, that has like 12 energy, because be like, damn, that's actually really cool. And then the weapons have like an extra socket, so you can have those little specializations. At least will give like, dude, I actually want to go do that stuff, because I'm going to feel the difference. I'm not like, I got 2 more steps. Woo.
Fact. Think about this. The Destiny community is so starved that whenever there's a broken thing, like remember when Night for Ordeal was double dropping?
Oh my God.
You see how fast people were in there?
Dude.
How crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what's another thing too? Even though this is not a reward thing, I've been doing 0 hour because I haven't gotten my
Catalyst.
my catalyst. And because I'm doing extra, I'm in there just because the damage is broken. I'm doing again, if you're incentivized to do something and you're getting those rewards or it's easier, that's what makes you play the mode. It's like they're so afraid. Like you got to shower people every night. It's okay. Reward them for the hard work, and they will play the mode. But raids, man, like we gotta talk. It's like this their greatest strength. The thing that they do that no other game is really doing in the console space, and
Not
they
well.
just
Division
not
failed.
well at all. Because Division, look, man, I was riding with you into that raid, and I don't know how. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened to Division, man. He fell in the bushes with Division 2 right now.
Yeah,
But,
Wish Ender was bugged. People actually used it.
Yeah, shout out who said that.
Insanity, yeah.
Insanity. Like, remember when Wish Ender was, like, you felt powerful when you had it, and it's like, oh, nope, too much. And again, it's a dungeon weapon. Again, the only thing I will shout out, Xeno was a good one. Xeno was a good one.
Now, it started in trash.
Oh yeah, you're right. In the
form.
beginning, it's just trash. You're right.
No.
Divinity is strong. I like Divinity. Obviously, 1K for the random, who RNG. You got to hit the lotto to get that joint.
Yeah.
But it's just, I just feel the basics. They just got to get that, man. They got to get that right. They've got to reward raids specifically. Remember our idea where we also talked about the raid pinnacle rotator as part of a weekly, challenge thing to do. They need to do it, man. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Yup, contest modifier. Prescott's on it on the old content. They've got the answers right there. It's like, do it.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing my brother has said forever. It's like there's so many, if they lean into the RPG more, everything is always able to kill you. There's never a point, if I'm level 1025, I go into a patrol and I'm just like, dude, I'm Superman right now. You can't touch this. Like, you never feel like Superman. You feel like Robin the whole time.
Yes, running around.
You're running around, a little scared, like you might get shot by this one dude over there. And it's just like, it's weird because...
Yeah.
But no, like, yeah, they need to start doing stuff, hopefully, to set things. Because, again, like, take something with 10 energy and 12 energy. And that might not be big enough, maybe 13, 14. I don't know what sets it apart. Not one. If it's one, I'll punch them. But if you can, just something that's like, hey, 2 more energy. That's just a little more flexibility in these mods we get. It's not saying I'm going to break things, but
Right.
it just gives you more options and gives you, hey, I can run an intellect mod with these 2 perks instead of a grenade mod. So I would just, that would be a thing. So anyway, shifting away from FOMO. When it comes to the bounties, we kind of got on a tangent of rewards in general. But yeah, like experience, make the activities reward you. And then the bounties, they talk about something else. But yeah, we'll get to it. So
Let's get to it. You want to hit? You want me to get event bounties or?
I mean, you got the optional XP, not critical path stuff. Did you do that already?
Yeah, we got that. Yep, we got that. We got the optional critical path. Yep. And we up to event and QOL improvements.
Go for it.
All right. So, yeah, man, event bounties. Our seasonal free events are also currently heavily utilizing bounties in their design. Oh, really? Didn't realize. Huh? So, we have seen the feedback around Guardian games being the most recent source of frustration with too much emphasis on completing bounties to participate. They don't plan on making any changes right now, but they're looking into adjustments there. And then we got for future events, and then we got QOL improvements. We don't like that every play session starts with 10 to 15 minutes of loading up on bounties. Shout out to my boy Kai Batsu. He has been screaming this. We got a nickname for him. We call him hashtag bounties in space because this is what...
Oh, I've said it. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
We want to make it easier to grab bounties when you want to do them. To that end, we are looking at mechanisms like allowing bounties to be accessed directly from the destination map.
Yep, said this before.
Yep, these are about further out. Think season 13, but
Why?
on.
Why are they so far away?
I know. Shout out.
Why is it got to be like December or January when we get this stuff? When we're like, we want them like
Resources,
now.
man.
I know.
They
Apparently,
so
that's a
cheap,
big
man.
switch.
They got.
They gotta
handle.
They threw the store on the destination map.
Yeah. Oh, facts.
Oh.
They implemented that with the quickness.
Be like,
That
hey,
was
stores
implemented.
in both places, but these bounties, yeah, it's going to take us 9 months to get these bounties
Yeah,
on
we-
that destination
We
map.
got Eververse in space. Quick.
Eververse is mobile. She's
mobile
everywhere.
out here. Yes, shout out to her. She's adapted to the
Yeah.
whole situation. So we don't like it when a bounty you've nearly completed in the middle of a previous day's play session expires right in the middle of today's session. While we still see expiration as a necessary mechanism to keep half-completed bounties from hanging around forever, we're going to relax some of the expiration times in Season 11 to give more time to close out of yesterday's 19 out of 20 grenade kills. Speaking of grenade kills, we're dialing the time to complete bounty objectives to be more consistent. Unexpectedly time-consuming objectives sneak in from time to time, and we generally want objectives in the seasons to be less restrictive in terms of how you play. So, yeah, man, what do you feel about this QOL and the event, quality of life in the event?
Well, it can't get here soon enough on the destination map because honestly, my brother, his kids play on a regular PlayStation.
Oh, wow.
So, standard PS4. I mean, that's just, they got it. They're, I think he might
they're
be
out there.
13. But they're not, I mean, they're kids. Like, they don't have, like, the highest hardware in the
Yeah.
world. And it's a PS4.
fine.
It's still meant to run this thing. Hence why we want D3 on a PS5, by the way.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. But he said they will literally try and, like, load up. Takes him, like, 10 minutes. He will literally, like, start to load and be like, pull up his Nintendo Switch, start playing something
Yep.
on there and be like, oh, yeah. Like, just to enough to a point where they forget about it and they don't want to play. He's told me that multiple times, but they've literally, they like Destiny. I mean, shout it out. They've watched all the lore videos. They've enjoyed their time in it. But when the loading times get to a point where they're just like, I mean, a 10 and a 13-year-old just like want to say, screw it. Like, I don't want to wait on loading. That's pretty bad.
Yeah,
So,
it's
but, and the
bad.
fact, unfortunately, it's got to wait till season 13. I mean, yeah, it's nice to know that it's actually on the horizon, but this also has been an issue for a while. So I don't know. I
we
mean,
wanted transparency. We can't complain.
I'm not arguing. I just like, it can't get here soon enough. So if it makes it sooner, cool. The sooner it gets here. So yes, positive thing overall. Not arguing that. But no, sooner the better. As for the 19 out of 20,
Yeah.
are they just going to make them 2-day bounties? Is it like, hey, if you've like, because some people like, if you pick up bounties and you're like, hey, I'm 0 to 0 on these 8 bounties. Oh, I forgot to play yesterday after I picked up these bounties.
Yep, he picked up, yeah.
But is it like, if you have more than half progress done, we're going to give you, you know, until you log out for the day or so? Like, I don't know, like how they're going to do that.
How they're going to handle that? That's a good question.
Because I feel like
very
it could
good
be kind of like questionable or not always consistent to be like, you know, if you've made more than half progress on a bounty, it stays around for another day. Sure.
Right.
Now, I will say somewhere in all of this, though, as they're saying, some of these bounties still staying around. Some of these things are going to be there. We're not making it, from what I'm reading here, they're getting some improvements, but we're definitely not going to make a complete departure from our game style. Like,
Absolutely.
there's not going to be this, like, hey, you're going to be experience things here. You're going to have, like, 3 random bounties that pop up, and they're going to give you rewards now. You don't have... No, most of that stuff's still going to be there, I think. And they're just making some tweaks. But overall, I don't think we're going to see, like, drastic changes. If we do, you know, I will be happily surprised. But I don't see the drastic changes yet.
I agree. I think...
Because, like, reading between the lines is like, how much is changing?
Yeah, it's tweaking. That last part ain't really making any seismic shifts. You know what I'm saying? You know, the biggest thing is the stuff that they're talking about, season 13, possibly the space bounties and all that else.
Space bounties
in space. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But look, at the end of the day, we want transparency. at least I'm understanding thought processes. That always makes me happy when I don't know what's going on. Sony PlayStation 5.
I'm not arguing that one, man. I want to know. Holy crap.
It's time. I didn't realize it's May.
It's
and
May.
What's going on
It is freaking May, and we don't even know what the damn thing looks like.
Like, come on, Sony. Let's get with it.
I was like, your controller. I saw a rendered concept of the PS5. It looked gorgeous.
Woo.
Like, the render looked like it looked clean. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't think it's gonna look like that, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's time, man. But it's just like
that's a whole different. We can do a podcast just over that,
just on that. You know what I'm saying?
Just on that.
Shout out to Forseti for being petty with the Book of X. I feel you. Shout out to your pettiness. I feel you. But yeah, like it's just one thing about Bungie I always respect is when they are transparent. They're giving us the roadmap. They're telling us what they're going to talk about. I like this new series of behind the scenes, though. I will say this. Last week we got the big one on trials, and cheating and stuff like that. I honestly can't wait for next week because that's my
Eververse.
That's my biggest. I got beef with old girl. Yeah, that's my biggest thing because again, remember what we said: incentive, rewards, and all these cool ornaments and cool ships and dances and all this, and none of it is earnable in game. And Bright Dust, they remember they chopped Bright Dust on us big time, and they've done all this stuff to gear her. And then we got her. She got her little outfit in space. She got her little mobile app where you can hit her up wherever you at and download stuff. And like, come on, like it's so skewed in her favor. So. Prescott, there's not enough Bright Dust ways to earn it. It's a lot of messy stuff going on there. And if they fixed that, like we talked about with Bife, imagine you did your solo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you just got the coolest armor and all that stuff that's in there. Like you get showered.
Yeah, it's not dropping the Dreambane like Tychonaut armor. I'm getting like Fire Knight armor. How beast mode would I be walking around and be like, do.
That's what I'm saying. Like and a lot of this cool stuff, you know what I'm saying? Even ornaments, you can do so much with this thing, man.
Oh, I put those ornaments on everywhere.
I
would have fashion game if I looked like Zomax. I would be freaking walking hive man. Go in the tower and make one of the random like sweeper bots crap his pants because he thought a Hive Knight walked in there. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Like, we need it, man. We need it. So I am really looking forward. Bounties, yes, this was important. Bounty. The game's too bounty heavy. The problem I have right now is you fire it up, you literally think about which ones I gotta get. All right, and then you can't even hold all of them because you got all that.
I have 63 capacity. What weird freaking number is that?
And what pisses me off is that it combines the bounties
and the quest
and the quests. So you're thinking, I got a little bit of bounties. I grabbed more. Oh, I forgot I grabbed like 8 medals, so that took away from the overall count. And now it's so frustrating. So now you can't even play all the way you want. You can't even scoop them all up, right? Yeah. You can't. You gotta be selective. Like I go into there, like, I'm gonna do Crucible in this today, so I'm gonna only get these bounties. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to play through it. Now I got to go back to the tower and then only get these. It's just this cycle of non-efficiency.
Yeah.
And I got to shout my boy Kai out. We used to give him, Kai Batsu has been saying this since D1. He's like, I don't understand why you guys deal with this game. They was like this. He's like, this is antiquated. I don't know. It's so easy. I mean, to fix it, and they don't refuse to do it. And yeah, that was his main thing. So he's going to be very happy to see this. I actually forwarded him the 12. I was like, we're going to talk about it on Last Word today. Because, yeah. But overall, what's your overall feeling on this particular TWAB with the bounty stuff? And then obviously the Eververse, that's next week.
I mean, connecting the seasonal narratives, making those continue to go, keeping quests around, keeping activities for longer, the rewards being around for, all of that's good. The FOMO feel for this season was, well, we've all lived through it. It wasn't the best.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in theory, they're like, hey, we wanted some things to be cool. I get that to a point. Like, hey, World of Warcraft has Cataclysm. It literally broke the world in half. Okay, yeah, that's kind of a big deal. Things are going to change. But up until that point, this thing that happened 3 months ago isn't gone. So, those changes, all the seasonal rewards, all that stuff, 100% agree. Honestly, pure positive. I don't think I really see anything there. For the bounties, shifting away from, your weekly FOMO.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, if there's, like, is there a boon? I don't even know, honestly. Like, some of the stuff is like, okay, so you take away weekly bounties, but there's, like, a mechanism that provides players with a set of non-expiring and account-scoped objectives each week that grants lots of seasonal rank progress more than weeklies they replace. Like, what is that? Is that just like, hey, I talked to Zavala, I'm going to do strikes this season. All right, I'm going to get my little strike badge on my Girl Scout sash here. And I'm like, so I'm trying to figure out in my head what that is. It's just like,
what does that mean?
Yeah, they say provide with a mechanism that provides players with a set of non-expiring account scope objectives each week. Like, what is that? Please.
What is that?
Is that like, is it a quest that says, is it like a quest that works like a Triumph that we've got now that's got like stages to it? Hey, you did 20. You did 20 strikes this week, you get this much. Hey, you got to 40, you got this much. You killed 1,000 enemies, you got 2,000. Are there like stages that give you progress the more you play and you've only got to pick it up just the one time? And that kind of, I don't know. So it's like some of it, like getting away from like, hey, let me go pick up my 2 weeklies, my 4 dailies, as many repeatables as I can, go run strikes. Hey, let me get the gunsmith bounties because I'm at least going to be shooting guns the same time. Okay, I'm done with strikes. Let me go back to the crucible. I still got my weekly gunsmith. Those are mostly done. I can't repick them up. So let me go to the crucible, pick those bounties up. All right, I'm done with crucible. Apparently, I'm still awake and playing now. So we're going to go to Gambit because I've lost my mind. Let me go to the drifter, who is way the hell far away because I got to go walk to him.
Fact. And then, you know what pisses me off? You said it perfectly. You lose your thought. Right? Then the worst thing is doing an activity and you forgot the bounties. And you're like, oh, I just did this. You almost say to yourself, I did this for free. Like, I didn't even.
Oh, God,
like,
yes, I know.
It gets to the point where I literally go to all the bounty people and try to synergize what I can do at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to be actually efficient.
Let me run strikes with a linear fusion heavy, a hand cannon here with solar damage and a void subclass. And I'm like, what am I doing?
Throw the gunsmith and them seraph bounties. All of that falls into that. And, you got to take a sword. You got to do this, and then one life, and then it's just come on, bro. And then it's like, oh man, I need what you call it, cores, and I need this. Now I got to run over to go spider because he's got this, and then it's too much because of limitations on not being able to. And like you said, Dramatic, you just want to play. You don't want to I literally have to plan an attack before I launch. That's it. You know how ridiculous that is. I have to sit there and be like, okay.
Prescott, bounties is why he doesn't do builds. Right there. Everybody's like, hey, you do these Warsat builds? I'm like, I just move so much crap around, I don't even care. Bro, I don't even think about it.
You know what else is annoying, too? Like, shout out to Dim and all these other options, but we can't even save builds in the game, right?
I think you can do loadouts, I feel like. Some places can do loadouts, but I don't know.
I mean, you could do that with an external.
Oh, you're saying in the game, they'll be like, hey, solar. Cool.
Exactly. That's another thing. Like you literally locked in, and it's just like, all that stuff takes away from playtime, takes away from being efficient and doing what you want to do. I spend so much time doing minutia when I should be playing the game.
Yep.
That's an issue.
Yeah, like if there's a gunsmith thing every week and you're like, hey, every 100 precision kills that you get a little bit extra. Like, give me some general things. Like if I go talk to the gunsmith, be like, okay, so you go do one, maybe you go do one thing and, excuse me, sorry. You get like a buff for the week that precision kills. Doesn't matter what. Precision kills get you a boost. Or energy weapons or just like, I don't know how they're going to do that. That's why I read those and I'm like, I'm reading between the lines of what's on this page, and I still have a lot of questions and how they're going to, like the bounties are going to be event bounties. We're going to go away from those. Well, if it's not bounties, it's cooking ingredients. If it's not cooking ingredients, it's... That's why I'm like, the way so many things have been built for so long, they're looking at some pretty substantial changes to a lot of things.
Yeah.
So again,
a lot.
September/fall, if they're working on this type of stuff too, again, how much more are they going to add to the game? Are there pyramid ships coming? If they put the development time into the pyramid ships, which I know is art, it's different than function, so they're different teams working on stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't with you. I can't with Prescott right now. I can't with him. He's doing too much right now. But yeah, man, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting how all of this is implemented. And I'm still going to stand on my square. Curveball next season. I can't imagine we do the full scope of pyramids next season. We can't. I will be shocked.
I'll be
shocked.
I mean, I know Bife said it's like, hey, Savathun, and she's a trickster. She's not going to expose herself. I'm like, you know what? That kind of makes some sense.
Right.
But for it to be the big, come let the big darkness eat in an expansion, I honestly, like, if the fall is pyramid ships and darkness subclasses or something like that, that means D3 is not happening.
I ain't gonna go there, but it's scary.
But in theory, like, that's what we in our minds picture as the D3 thing. So if the darkness or the veil,
right?
Maybe the veil's not the darkness. Maybe there's I don't know what crap they'll come up with. But like
the vibe I heard. Oh, again, I can't spoiler. Yeah. All I would say, non-spoilery, is that from what I heard is precursor stuff.
Yeah.
Taste.
I mean, and that's what like my kind of thought was with Savathun, and that's maybe the wrong enemy.
Yeah.
But like she's like the lieutenant. She's the Loki.
Right.
Like whatever's coming is the Loki of the Thanos.
There you go.
That's like the Marvel story. We get the lieutenant coming to see if we're strong, see what we got, and then still there's something bigger waiting. So however, if not, however that happens, that's what I expect in the fall. Some lieutenant, smaller thing.
I agree.
Kira, Zivu, whoever. Big stuff still out there for their possible D3 because I don't think they could go full on the full darkness right now.
No.
Unless they just want to cannibalize D3 because I think that's what that still should be and needs to be. So.
Yeah, it has to. Black Wings is on it. He's preaching what I've been saying. Kind of Mass Effect-y, Reapers. You know, show the strength, show the power, destroy something, get us in fear, get us unified. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you got to do it that way, man. You build up the tension to get the storytelling popping. I'm with it, man. Listen, little spooky season right now. We all know it. We'll see how it ends. We see how it clears. How much more season we got left? That's another thing. How much
we have a lot, actually.
We still got a lot of this. Damn.
Well, no, we have we have 5 weeks. So we have one more week of Guardian games that gets us to May 11th. And then May 11th is going to be, if I look at a calendar, so week of the 12th, week of the 19th, week of the 26th, week of the 2nd. So you have 4 more weeks after Guardian games before the season ends. Why do you think I was saying that earlier? I was like, yeah, we got a pretty open calendar, and you were like laughing at me, and now you're literally getting to where I was earlier.
It really hit when you said that. Because I'm like, May, I'm getting excited. I'm like, oh, it's probably getting close.
It's June 9th, so you have 5 solid weeks. 5 weeks until you get to whatever the next season is. 5 weeks of light bright updates. That's all we got.
Bro, that light bright is lit. Yeah, 5 weeks of that. Yeah, man.
And Black Wings is like, Iron Lord's podcast was optimistic, and then Bounties hit him with the timeline. He was like, oh, damn.
I thought we was at the like 3/4 mark, and it's just like, this is another month of this.
Yeah.
Woo. Yeah. Bring on the secrets.
Yeah.
Bring on something. We need something, man, because that's why, like I said,
yeah, Obscenity. The redacted, the maybe stuff out there. We'll see.
The redacted. We know we got the redacted, but it's got to hit. You know, it's got to hit. But that's a long stretch, bro. That's the whole.
That's why my brother's honestly is like, hey, I jumped into Borderlands and I played through the story and finished it. Yeah. It's not like waiting. It's it's like somebody's out there giving you 1 page to a book a day.
Yes.
And you're just like, I want more than 1 page, even more than 1 chapter. I can read a chapter in like an hour, man. I need more. I'm done. I'm done with this chapter. I need more. You got to wait another week to get that next chapter, man. Be like, well, what am I going to do for the next chapter? Well, you can read through those pages again. You can go back and look at the old pages you've already got. Yeah. But the new stuff, got to wait.
Yeah. That's tough.
So it's
That
like, it is
yeah.
that's the weird thing about the store, the expand, which I know they're not going to because the giant droughts. It's
Right.
the way they space it, and it's like, we live in this world, and the casual people, hey, I logged on Friday. Oh, cool, we got an update on the wall. I played some Gambit, played some Crucible. Hey, I logged in on the weekend again. Cool, there's some, us who play it like every day are
Right.
like, my God, I need more.
But to be honest, I still think this is just this season because season of well, then again, season of opulence is when they had resources.
Yep.
Never mind. Yeah, I was gonna say because I was like season of opposite. We felt like every week it was and now it's just like, it's the gap. Like you said it perfectly. It's literally this amazing novel being drip fed one page at a time, and it just forces you to do other things until we get that September big juicy thing that we're used to having. And that's the frustration because there's stuff there that we want to get resolution and we want to get answers, but we can't get answers. Then we're stuff there we need fixes and we can't get fixes. So it's this loop of catch up, and then we have the epidemic, and then there's so much going on. I feel for them though. I do feel. But normally I would be super complain mode, but I've resigned myself to the fact that look, this is the situation. As long as you're transparent, I always say, as long as you're transparent and you tell me what's going on, I have no reason to question you. You know what I'm saying? But when you're not, I don't know what's going on, then I got to look at you with the side eye. Hey, they're telling us this is what's going on. This is what we're going to talk about. Hey, this is why this is happening. Now, this is why this is not happening. All right. We just got to hold the line, Guardians. Hold the line. It's a tough stretch right now. It's tough. You got to hold the line. Hit that backlog, man. Hit that backlog. There's some cool games. I've been knocking it out. But, yo, the chat is out of control right now. They on fire. Shout out to mostly Martinez. He said, I'll try to be positive. That I could. Hey, it's dark ages. It's dark ages right now. But,
well, 4 positive things.
Yes.
The Guardian's Heart, the $20 emblem that they were doing. They've had all the Bungie bounties going on. Shout out to Aries, who had his literally yesterday on Stadia. Today is Fire Team Chat, by the way. 6 p.m. PC, Fire Team Chat, Bungie Bounty on PC. So, Fire Team Chat and Fran Mirabella. So, FM3 _. Got to get there.
Salute. That's my guy right there.
But you got Mylan Games on the 4th. You got Frostbolt on the 5th. I would not play that day. I don't want to play against Chill, Frostbolt, and ZK Mushroom. Nuh-uh.
First of all, y'all need to stay away from Riot and Ares on the They're terrorizing people out there. So continue.
I'm going through the ones like 1 Second Guild, Log Power Slave. Like, there's a kind of funny there on the 8th. Like, they got a lot of cool people in here. So
that's a good list.
They've already broke 700,000.
Oh, what's good games? Those are my peoples. That's what's up. They on there. Yeah, I seen them.
Oh, the ladies?
Yeah. Good people.
But they broke 700,000 already. They passed it, I think, yesterday. It might have actually been during Riot stream when they posted. So they broke 700,000. It's all going to direct relief, which is, in this time, couldn't be going to a better place right now. So all the people on the front lines of fighting all this pandemic stuff.
Yes, sir.
They also have kilts for kids. So that's kind of one thing they do every year. So they got the kilts going on. You can do some donations. They're trying to get their 77K. It's going to, I think it's Ronald McDonald House Charities. So that's their donations page. You can go to there. But again, $10 gets you certain things. And then so $50 gets you the basically giant plaid emblem. So you can, if you sport your Scottish plaid pride, you're good. You got $100 for even more, $250, $500,000. So there's some cool rewards in here. Nice, good cause, of course, with Ronald McDonald's House Charities. It's going on to, event will be, I'm trying to see how long it goes on, because it's saying at the end of the event, no later than Friday, May 22nd. So if you are looking to donate towards this one, especially a good thing, definitely get in there pretty quick. So I think it'll be going on for a solid 2 weeks.
Yes. No doubt.
But I mean, that basically covers everything. They did say we plan to talk about Eververse feedback and some changes we'll be making to the store in future seasons next week. So these TWABs have actually got some meat to them lately, which is good, because I swear some TWABs we get, we're just like, all right, not much here. Cool.
This was a meaty one.
Yeah, this is good topics here. So it's been, I don't know, Eververse. we've kind of been saying it, but I've said it. Like we've had a lot of just it's too heavy that direction. I don't think they'll ever get into the numbers, but if they're like, hey, I know our price of the armor is out here, but these armors are paying for this, or like the Whisper ornaments pay for 0 hour. Like, we're not gonna get that information. But I was like, I'm curious how deep they go. I'm curious how like reasoning or strategic they say anything. But I'm also like, what is the set of armor right now from Eververse for Guardian games? Like, what does one set of armor cost?
Oh, as far as I don't know what the breakdown is. I know it's pricey. It ain't cheap.
Too damn much. I'm trying to scroll through and look here real quick. Tess, okay. Where is it?
Yeah.
But it's like an emote is $8. The sets of armor, I swear they're like. I mean, I know the cosmetic store.
The expansion is 10.
What?
$8 and the expansion is 10. Awesome.
Yeah, it's like that's a weird 6,000 bright dust and 1,500 silver. So that's right. If you want the Guardian game set of armor for all 3 characters, it is $45. That is more than Shadowkeep.
Bruh. Listen, man.
I'm not going to do that. I don't care.
Never doing it.
There are whales who are just like, sure, I'll do whatever, maybe that's what they do it for because there are enough of those, but I feel like if every so often they would even do stuff like give me a sale on some older things that's like, hey, here's a set of armor for like $3. I would buy up like a crap load of those. Especially if they're ornaments and stuff, I would buy more, but I do not like the pricing, and maybe it's just me and not quite on the microtransaction model, but generally it's too much. I'm not going to spend $10 for an emote because I don't use them all the time. Like, so many things I'm not going to do.
And people are buying them because I see them in the tower and I see them running around, and it's like, okay, cool. I'm not hating on, a bunch of stuff, but it's just like, again, disparity. We talked about. Like, I am very angry with the Eververse situation. Like, normally I'm the most, it's funny, normally in past Destiny, in Destiny 1 and all that, I would be the most company friendly. Okay, this is just cosmetic, right? Yeah. But once they started pulling this stuff from rewards, now I'm not forgiving anymore. I'm really, really going in, and I'm dying to see how they address it because this is something that needs to be talked about. They have moved the pendulum way too much on one side.
Cool. One of my buddies plays Path of Exile, for example. Mm-hmm. The game's friggin' free. Yeah. But they're like armor sets, which look fantastic, by the way. They're like stellar, glowy, like demon wings and stuff like that. It might be like a $30 skin. But like if you play the game for like 200 hours, be like, yeah, I'm going to support the devs with $30.
Right.
Like that's those decisions. We have a $10 content season, which is a small price for some of the content we get. I'll be honest. Like the seasons probably could cost more.
Yeah, I agree.
But in turn, when I try and justify it in my head, I'm like, an ornamental set for how much? For one character?
For what?
15? No, I'm not spending $15 on a set of armor. And if I go do Pit of Heresy, I get an emblem. I don't get an ornament, a piece of armor. I don't get anything that makes me look cool from what I just did. So like if the prices stay high, you got to put more in game because if the prices better pay for that other armor you're making, something. I don't know.
No, I agree. It shouldn't be. I shouldn't be getting excited on reset because I want to see what Eververse got. Sometimes I'm too excited just want to see what cool stuff she got now. Like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like, ooh, I can't wait. That is the 12. I want to know if they really gonna be transparent. How transparent are they gonna be about these books? Let's see behind the register. What is good? What have you paid for?
All right, open it up. We got the account registry here. Accounts receivables. We've got credits and debits over here. The Whisper mission credited. We're going to go ahead and debit that out and make that go ahead and pay for the 0 hour. So we got the Eververse quarter one funds, $12 billion. Whoa, man, that's really, that's working for us. Huh, we could probably afford a few more people here. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. I mean, they're not going that deep. There's no way in hell.
I know they're not, but I just listen. For these absorbent, prices, And then let's be honest, they added finishers. They've added a lot of extra resource, a lot of funding, man. It's been in there. Like, where is this payoff? And when are we getting the adjustment? That's what I want to know. When are we getting it? We can't have, good Nightfall rewards anymore and all the old stuff we miss. Man.
Nightfall exclusives. Oh, don't even, like, the new strikes just stopped having them. Like, what? You can't even throw, like, 4 more guns in there? Just consistency. Be like, some of them have like ghosts and stuff like that, which is like fine. But I mean, you can't even throw, not even anything, not a cosmetic.
Exactly. That's why next week is
gonna
be lit.
It's gonna be. And for those of you guys that are here, we got a good guest coming next week. It is CB Gray. Some of you guys know him. He's rated me recently. I've rated him on Twitch. So if you guys have been on Twitch, you guys may have seen him. Honestly, ultra nice dude. Met him at Guardian Con. He's a good streamer. I think he might be a programmer. I can't remember. But he has a full day job. So next week will be an evening show. Be kind of our 6 p.m., 7 p.m., somewhere in that Eastern time, just whenever work gets done. So we'll be an evening show, but we will have him on to discuss the Eververse. So nice to have a third party on these controversial topics. So,
of course.
Because of course, like, we might agree or not, but got to have that.
Oh yeah.
Third party to get some majority discussion going on in here.
Absolutely, man. You're looking forward to it, man. Should be a fantastic campfire, as usual.
Oh yeah, campfire chat will be good. Get him in here. I know he's got a camera, so you guys will get to see his lovely face. And
nice.
Yeah, so I mean, do you have anything else you want to talk about this week? I know we're roughly 2 hours. You guys have been awesome this morning.
I mean, the last thing I'll say is that I know they touched on it. Beaver has returned for me in vicious fashion.
My crashes have actually been a lot less. I'll be completely honest.
Mine's went up this week. I don't know why. It was so annoying. All I was trying to do was deposit medals. Shout out. He said he needs that.
Everest needs layaway, and I'm over here. Sorry.
Yo, Black Wings.
Not laughing at you
right now. He want the invoices too. Yeah,
oh my God.
Facts. We need the receipts, man. We need the receipts. But I couldn't even deposit some medals. You know what pissed me off? I would land, walk to the podium, crash, go back, land, get right at the podium to deposit again, crash, Beaver. I'm like, what is going on with the Beavers? So yeah, man, it was really frustrating. Like maybe 2 days ago. Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. Hopefully they can get that stuff straightened out. Cause Steam, we got to talk, man. We got to talk. Y'all got to get in the room, get the higher ups, get Pete Parsons, whoever the head of Steam is, and figure out this network situation. Because let's be real, on Battle.net, don't record these issues. Gotta keep it tall on this. Battle.net was kind of smooth. I don't know if you remember it. Remember that Battle.net? Don't know how you feel, but
no. Honestly, I was talking to my brother about that, and he was just saying it's like Battle.net is really strict.
Yes.
And it's like when they made the switch, like whatever anti-cheat Battle.net had built into the PC when they developed that thing at first, that hasn't been transitioned to Valve yet. That stuff has not happened. So it's been a little
a little unstable.
So I mean, the Valve stuff hopefully will come soon.
Hopefully we get that.
And I got a good person for you guys to raid this morning. She's actually, if you guys have ever had, and if you guys want to try and get the podcast love out there. So
your focus went out.
Yeah, I know. Hold on.
Tap your focus. Promote correctly, sir.
Oh my God. There, autofocus.
Mm-hmm.
You guys ever feel a little focus GG action?
Yes.
So one of the people slightly related to that, I'm going to send you guys over there. So send her a little bit of love when we wrap up with the podcast. Sir. So don't bail. Want to give her a nice little raid. Always like to send the love. Shout out to everybody who was in my chat last night. You guys nearly broke me last night. Last night's stream was amazing. And honestly, today, you guys have been awesome. So me, I'll make mine ultra quick. You guys will find me streaming. As I'm done with Fallout, I might be practicing and recording stuff. I might be playing a little bit more Neo now. I want to finish Neo to get to Final Fantasy. That's my order.
Please.
I know.
Let's go.
Final Neo first, because I can't just drop that mid-mission. So I want to finish that. Final Fantasy's next in these doldrums of spring.
Yes.
So you guys know where to find me everywhere. Cognito, what do you have cooking, sir? Any amazing guests on the Iron Lords podcast coming up?
Actually, actually your state. Your state is being represented. I got my boy Fame Entertainment from Texas. He will be in the building. Long time.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, man. We got some yeehaw out here. Shout out to Fame. He will be coming through the realm. We'll be talking about everything that's going on in gaming on the Iron Law Podcast Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Hot topics. We will touch the Last of Us situation as much as we can. Please stay away from the leaks. It is spooky out there. And a lot of stuff. We got a reveal event coming from, at least one part of a reveal event coming from Xbox Series X. We'll talk about console stuff, all that good stuff. So check us out. And again, thank you guys for supporting lordsofgaming.net. We're really doing well. Like to see the growth there. All you guys are supporting us. And also, Iron Law Podcast, I'll get you all the information. We will be getting it. For those of you who do not like YouTube, we will be getting it on Twitch and the Iron Law Podcast mixer as well. So stay tuned for that this Sunday, hopefully 1 p.m. Eastern. If you're on those platforms, you will also get a chance to be part of the realm. You don't have to be locked into no YouTube. So that's all I got on that. Then, of course, and I always say on Iron Law Podcast, the best Destiny podcast that you never heard is The Last Word with my man Bounties on Friday. So I say it everywhere now. You can quote, you can look at the tape, you get to get the receipts.
Oh yeah, receipts. Got the receipts.
I got receipts now. Even King gives it up to you. He's like, yo, love what you're doing. Salute. So it's good. It's good to see y'all. Chat was amazing. Y'all was fantastic today.
That's pretty much all we got. So thank you for 101. Last week was amazing. I was just dumbfounded the way last week's podcast went. That was awesome. So thank you guys for kicking it back with us. Yeah, last week I was just like beside myself. That was so cool.
Big Bife in here. We talking low. I felt guilty. We had him hostage. I was like, this
I know. We had him for 3 hours. I was like, dude, I have got to stop. I was like, I'll talk to him forever. So, no, that was nuts. Awesome. But thank you guys very much. So, episode 101, May 1st. We are in May in this crazy time. It feels like this has been the longest year ever.
1 more month of Season of the Worthy.
5 weeks, man. It's more than a month. 5 weeks.
Yikes.
So, you guys have been amazing. Guess I'll have to click on that link here in a second. But I'm going to send you guys over to Magic Unicorn. So say hey to her. If you guys haven't checked her out, MAGICK Unicorn _. She's a Destiny player. Also got that Focus GG going on. So send some love. Nice. Thank you guys very much for this episode. It has been The Last Word.